Light Solar Studio. This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Wednesday edition. You know when Tausch talks about people who are fake soccer fans? Am I becoming a fake baseball fan? Because I watched all of Game 7 again last night. I really enjoyed it. I'm a little worried. Maybe I'm becoming a real baseball fan again, like I was when I was a kid edition. The Brian Balaga Iowa edition. Move to a special bat time to expand our conversation with him. And the Flashes of Brilliance edition. Not on this show, of course. Of Wilde and Tausch. On 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver. ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker. Streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on WisconsinOnDemand.com and the Wisconsin On Demand app. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, and so is. If they had a Ring of Honor, he'd be in it. They have a Hall of Fame. He's definitely in it. He is the Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I ain't gonna lie to you. That Ring of Honor thing has definitely went longer than I thought it was going to. I kind of thought that. When did we do that? Was that? I'm trying to think. Was that week 1 of the NFL season?
No, it wasn't that long ago.
No, I think it was. No, it was because
you look like Fickle today.
It's been a while.
I was on the. I was on my boy Fitzy, his show, and it was pre-Bear game. It was the weekend before. It was the Wednesday before the Bear game, and it's went 6 or 7 weeks because there's a bye week.
Are you saying you're done so with it?
Well, it's I don't. Yeah, I would say I'm done so with it.
Is that the nicest way I could say? Passive-aggressive there.
Yeah, nothing passive-aggressive. I was because you keep doing it. I was kind of wondering.
Because here's why.
All right.
Because all these, I feel like Fitzy got a bad rap on it. The Packers are the only ones whose facade that, quote-unquote, rings the stadium. Because the Packers do not call it their Ring of Honor. They don't.
What do they call it?
They just put their Hall of Famers up on the facade.
The facade of Famers? Because you're right. They don't call it the Ring of Honor, but we all just assume that's what it is.
Right. But all these other teams, Joe Thomas.
Yep.
Legendary Cleveland Brown, now a Pro Football Hall of Famer, went in their Ring of Honor.
He did.
But so have other players that aren't Hall of Famers.
Look at that.
And the reason why I bring it up, frankly, because I do like the concept of what other Rings of Honor would you be in, like your parallel parking one? And I keep waiting for others because I know there are those. But I feel like the Packers should actually have that in some form or fashion around the stadium.
They do.
No, they don't. They have their Hall of Famers. They just have so many of them that it's enough to cover the building.
That is the Ring of Honor.
It's not, though. You said it yourself. They don't call it that.
No, because if you look at it, they also have, I believe Forrest Gregg's up there. It's not just every Hall of Famer. Isn't there more to it? Because Ted Thompson's up there. He's not a Hall of Famer.
So that's exactly my point. Thank you for your service. Ted Thompson is not a Pro Football Hall of Famer. He has his name on a lower level of the facade.
A ring, some would say. That is honoring
Right,
him.
but it's a one-name ring because they did it with Ron Wolf, and then he became a Hall of Famer, so they took his name down.
Well, is Bob
and
Harlan
put it
up there?
No.
Bob Harlan should be on there.
He's got a plaza.
Yeah, no, Bob Harlan should be up there with Ted.
Are you saying we have tiers of honor?
Yes.
It is tiers of honor.
That is what we have. I should probably move the creepy
I actually
mouse
think
now
they
from the
should
video,
do
too.
tiers because if we're just being
Are
honest.
you agreeing with me?
Yeah, tiers of honor is a really good idea. And it could be who's up on that upper echelon. You're basically saying Mount Rushmore of the Packers is what you're saying.
So there's basically 3 tiers then, if we think about it, because there is
you got
the
your
section
studs.
of numbers that have been retired.
Yep.
They're
Legends.
really high.
Legends tier 1.
Then you've got the Pro Football Hall
Tier
of
2.
Fame ring.
Yep, really good. Tier 2.
Yep.
And then you have Ted.
I think that third tier is a very intriguing part. I do. I think it's very interesting. It's a great idea. They'll never do it. But the fact that Ted's there, Bob Harlan, has he not had a ceremonial, like, retiring? Or
They
what?
named the plaza
Yeah, okay, great.
after. I'm not. I'm just saying. I agree with you. I'm not
Put his
disagreeing.
name up, man.
Now, would you rather have a plaza or be tier 3?
No, I'd rather be up on the facade of the stadium.
Right, where people see it every
Yeah,
time.
the plaza, nobody's like, oh, because there's 100 plazas. There ain't 100
Also,
Lambos.
when people go to the main entry of Lambeau Field, no one's saying, hey, meet me at the Bob Harlan Plaza.
No, they're saying meet me at said gate, the
I will
Associated
now.
Bank gate
Right.
or whatever. Fleet Farm gate.
Well, if you want me to stop, I will, but my issue with that was
No, I just think it's
if
gotten
they
old.
had
You can
one,
do whatever you want.
you'd be in one. That's all.
I think the tiered system, the Packers kind of do it. They just haven't announced it. That's kind of what has happened.
And the other part of it is I remember getting to games at the Metrodome early, and they would go around with these like they were printed the day before, and they were like you would run through them if you were the Auburndale football team on homecoming.
I always liked that. That was fun.
But they would hang them in front of the very rudimentary luxury boxes with the guy's name and a picture of him.
Okay.
So that they would put those up, and then they would take them down because the Twins would play. But that was their ring of honor. So like Randy Moss and Chris Carter, who are Hall of Famers, would be on it. But also guys that came up a little. Studwell would be on it. Scott Studwell. That's all. All right, I'll stop
Bob
doing it.
Harlan should be on next to Ted. It's time. Somebody should do that. Let's go, Packers. Come on.
All right. So on
And you
with
should
the
put
show.
Kevin Harlan up there too. Why not?
Well, you just put the whammy on the Packers kicker. Is that really?
No, you're probably right. Not okay. Just Bob, not Kevin.
All right. Speaking of Packers kickers, by the way, friend of show Mason Crosby
See that? Going to be a Ram
trying out
potentially.
for the Rams today. So we will see what
Hey,
happens
what is
with
the
him.
before we get into that? What's the etiquette coming up the parking ramp today? What's the etiquette of backing into spots? You cannot back into spots unless there's nobody behind you. I'm telling you, I don't think you can't slow everybody down because you want to back your little baby Miata into a spot in the back. Like, just park. This isn't. If it was a game, like I understand when you go to the Badger game and you're in one of the parking ramps, you don't want because it's impossible to back out. You got people flying. Let me tell you something about this ramp. You don't need to back in. I backed in, but I went to a different spot where there's no cars. I didn't do the front level where cars are rolling in and out of the entry point. I sat and waited, and this guy didn't know what the hell he was doing, backing into a spot.
He would not be in the
Three
ring of
different
honor of backing in.
shiftings. I'm sorry, bro. You're out. Park the car and let's move on with our life.
I ran into this recently. I forgot where I was that I was parking in a parking ramp.
It's a really problematic parking ramp, you guys.
Well, no,
park
just
in.
don't back in. If you're the first person there and you really want to, I understand why you want to. It's easy.
Yeah.
And if you have a little added time, no problem. And if you're not going to slow or inhibit anybody down, great. If you're slowing and inhibiting somebody down, you don't do it.
In a big
Period.
Chevy
End
Tahoe.
of story.
So my stance on backing into a spot in a ramp like that is very similar to parallel parking on a busy road. You get one chance. You get one go at getting it right. If you don't, you got to move on.
You only got one shot. Do not let the boop.
Exactly. Yeah, you're warming up for later, aren't you? You only get one chance to back into your parking stall. If you miss it, you got to go and move on, or you got to pull to the other side and pull in. That's your one chance if you got people. If there's no one behind you, you're okay, and you can try it again. If people are waiting for you, you can't be starting and stopping and starting and stopping.
Totally agree.
And get the back in process.
I don't even think you should get one. If you see people behind you, pull in at park.
I also think in our ramp, ours isn't it's not like you're going into a Bucks game at Fiserv in that ramp tomorrow.
Literally what I just said.
Right. So if there's only one person behind you, it's not even like there's parking ramps in downtown Milwaukee where there could be 6-7 people waiting. We don't have that at ours.
For sure, it is very sparse.
So if there's one person behind you and you want to back into a spot, just wave them by.
This guy didn't have a clue what the heck he was doing.
Just wave the person by, and then you can take your time.
I was insulted by the amateurishness of his parking.
How long were you delayed by Mazda Miata guy?
Not that long, but long enough that
to be irritated.
Well, no, and it's not about that. It's just, what are you doing, man? Just park your car, bro. Let's move on with our lives. If you really want to back in that much, go up another level. There's nobody up there. Just park up there. Come on. All right, I'm done.
Are you sure?
I think so.
Is our coffee machine still broken?
I don't even want to get into that. I'm bringing my own.
What are you bringing that up for, Jesse? We were moving on.
Just felt like we were in the right place for it.
No, I'm not done though, because I did want to ask. So you, being the courteous fellow that you are,
I do have a question about the coffee though. If your machine doesn't work for 3 months, you're not paying for the service, correct?
Becca is big on this with our TV and internet bill. If we have an outage for 4 hours, she wants to be compensated.
You
for
get
the
a little
day.
bit, but if it's 2 days, yeah, I'm paying for 30 days of internet/cable. You don't go in. Lord knows you don't. You don't come into work if you're not going to get paid. All of a sudden,
sometimes
you
don't come in though you are.
Well, you're not getting paid. Well, I'm going to keep coming into work. No, the coffee machine has literally been down for 4 months.
It's been a while.
And we have a service?
I don't mind that. I get things happen. I would hope. Jesse, I don't even know who to talk to about that around here.
I don't know.
We'll find out in the break.
You should just bring it up on the air. That works out well, too. Yeah.
Start with Craig Karmazin, and we'll go from there.
So there's a coffee service that...
I think it is, yeah. I think
there was
a machine that we put little pouches, or that they come and it's a service deal, and I think that's how.
So we have a coffee guy.
We had a coffee technician here a month ago.
Coffee technician
that said that the barista squad was here, and he resolved it, and then it worked for a day, and then a different issue came up. So whatever he did, it was one of those where he fixed one thing and broke 3 more.
Again, I don't get into the inner office politics of a lot of stuff. As long as you're not paying for it, but whatever, it's broke. It hasn't been working for a long time. We're fine with it.
All right. Well, we will work to get to the bottom of that. We have addressed the parking situation in the parking garage by the ESPN Madison Everlight Solar Studios. But we need to address my statement that Tausch was fascinated by during our post-game program, Green Bay game night after the Packers' loss to the Denver Broncos. We'll get to that coming up. I know this. If there was a ring of honor for replacement windows, Gina Della would go in on the very first inaugural class.
She would, and Team Pella executing incredible plays. Products with limited lifetime warranties, incredible innovations like blinds and shades between the glass, stylish windows with hidden screens that will make your game days a breeze. This Pella play proves to be the game-winning tutter. I thought I was going to say power play. Watch that hockey frenzy deal. Awesome idea by ESPN. All kinds of action, just like when you go to Pella, you can get all kinds of action. Monthly payments as low as $19 per window, $75 per patio door, and you get a free quote at PellaWI.com. 6.99% APR financing for 120 months. Certain restrictions do apply. See showroom for details. This offer ends on the trading deadline for the NFL, Halloween 10/31, next Tuesday, if my math is correct.
Flashes of brilliance might have been a mild overstatement, but we'll explore it anyway next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Mark Tosher here for Chalmers Jewelers. Well, it's always a good time to get that special someone in your life a beautiful gift. And when I'm in need of a new piece of jewelry, Chalmers Jewelers is my go-to place. Whether I want a timeless classic or a one-of-a-kind piece, Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison has just what I'm looking for. My life has been made so much easier thanks to the great team over at Chalmers Jewelers, and is the reason I keep going back for more. Visit chalmersjewelers.com to find your perfect new piece of jewelry today.
ESPN Madison is on Wisconsin Sports. Catch up on anything you missed on the Varsity Podcast on Wisconsin On Demand. Brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Honda, shop local, part of the Madison community since 1973.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB Academy offers training programs for players of all ages and skill levels. Learn from some of the best baseball coaches in the area and find the program that fits your training goals and your schedule. Spots are filling up fast, so visit grbacademy.com to sign up now. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
Dash the Dane. That's right, Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company has expanded their delivery offerings with DoorDash. New customers get $5 off your first order of $25 or more. And don't forget, Dash Pass subscribers always receive free delivery. Order delivery today at GreatDanePub.com or on the DoorDash app and get food delivered from the Great Dane closest to you. Downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
The best quality roofs, siding, windows, and doors, expertly installed and at an affordable price. Hi, this is Bo from Ridgetop Exteriors. We're the trusted local experts you can count on for your home exterior projects. There's a reason so many customers recommend us after we help with their projects. Go to ridgetopexteriors.com for a free estimate.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
So Tausch and I each join Green Bay game night after every Packers game. Tausch at the beginning of the show, me at the end. But Tausch kept listening because he's supportive like that. And he heard me with Homer and Gabe. And by the way, I have them on the stream early in the show because I want to hear what the buzz is while I'm getting ready to write. It's good programming. You should listen after games. It's worth your time. But I said something that I'm guessing he just flat out disagrees with. But it did pique his interest. Here's that exchange that I had with Homer and Gabe.
Again, take Josiah DeGuara out of the equation, and it's 6 rookies and 3 second-year guys at tight end and wide receiver. This is the stuff that happens, right? And there are flashes of brilliance. There are flashes of athleticism and talent and skill and potential, but they don't come together all at once, and they don't come together enough to win games right now. I predict that by the end of the season, it'll come together to win some games.
So, Tausch, tell me what you thought when you heard me say that.
I legitimately thought, give me examples. What are your moments of brilliance that this team at 2-4 have had? You said moments of brilliance. What would you say are the top? So I would say that means there's 5 brilliant moments we've seen so far. What are they?
Well, now, in fairness, Jesse, I say brilliance, and then I say moments of athleticism and...
you are the word stickler. Wilde is Johnny Word Stickler. He examines every quote, he transcribes, and then he dissects to no end. That's what you do, Wilde. Is that fair?
I believe in the importance of word
so you said
Yep.
brilliance, and all I'm asking for is 5 moments. I'm not asking for not even one a game. Give me 5 moments of brilliance that this team has had so far.
Oh, I didn't know that I was supposed to find them all.
You said, just give me the top 3 that pop into your head.
All right. Well, first of all, this was after the game against the Broncos. And within that game, one moment, and I understand it wasn't the way it was dialed up, but it was the kind of play that I want to see Jordan Love be able to make. Now, it was definitely not brilliance on behalf of Romeo Doubs, because I personally believe that you have to catch the ball that he threw. But they're in the close goal line red zone situation. A defender jumps into the passing lane to disrupt what would have been an easy tutter, right, to Romeo Doubs on a slant. Love pulls it back down, throws from a different arm angle, a sidearm, to get around the defender. It hits Romeo Doubs in the hands. I understand it's behind him. It ends up in Jaden Reed's hands and still ends up being a touchdown. But that's the kind of, improvisational off-schedule play that I want to see him be able to make as a starting quarterback in the NFL. Now, I don't expect him to do that like Patrick Mahomes all the time, but I would argue that if you wanted to think of someone who does that sort of thing, Patrick Mahomes is the guy who does that. Does that qualify in your mind or not,
No,
that moment?
That is not brilliant. Come on.
You don't think that that's a brilliant play?
No, that is not brilliant. It was incredibly lucky. There's nothing brilliant about it. I love the fact that he switched arm angles to get the ball. That was great. But it was a ricochet job that could have easily been a pick the other way. That ain't brilliant.
I'm not talking. No,
Well, Jesse, do you think that's brilliant, that play?
I'd like to continue to hear what Mr. Wilde has to say.
So I got him as 0 for 1 so far, but I'm not.
Wait, but I'm not keeping score. Is that what you were about to say?
No, I'm keeping score.
So
you clearly are.
My assessment of that play would be the outcome ended up being fun, and the adjustment was brilliant.
I thought you were going to wait till Jason had more points.
Yeah, I decided I had it.
Okay, so you got this as brilliant.
The outcome was brilliant. The adjustment was brilliant, but the execution of it, I wouldn't necessarily call it brilliant.
I feel like we're throwing this term brilliant around, but okay, Jesse gives you a point. I don't. I think it was really, really lucky. I don't think there's anything brilliant about it. It was not a great throw. I appreciate his reading it and sidearming it and giving him an arm angle to get in. Otherwise, he just throws a pick. So, yeah. I mean,
or he
I think
cannot throw the ball at all. I thought that was in the heat of the moment a young quarterback making a really smart
really
alteration of what he was doing.
Yep.
And if you want to quibble with the word brilliant, fine. That's fine.
You're
I'm
the
fine
big
with
quibbler, but yes, I am quibbling with brilliant in that case. I don't
I'm
think
fine
that
with
was
that.
brilliant. Okay. Oh, for
All
one.
right.
All right.
I would say if you want to go now game by game, I would say that the design and the execution on the two big plays that Aaron Jones had, one for a tutter and one for a 51-yard screen, during which the Green Bay Packers, since his injury, have sucked at screenplays. I would say those two both qualify.
Screenplay, 1,000% brilliant. Loved it. So you get one there, 1 for 2. An angle route on 4th and 1 that he beat the linebacker, that's called execution, brother. I don't think there's anything brilliant about that.
You're brothering me now.
Well, I don't. The screenplay, 1,000%, great execution, great idea, brilliant play. 100% agree with you. So you have one. I got you at 1 for 3.
Okay. The next one is a guy that you and I are both very excited about. And Matt LaFleur, and you can read about him in the Wisconsin State Journal this morning or on Madison.com. Matt LaFleur acknowledging they
do a
need
great
to get
job
him
of promoting the State
more
Journal
involved.
stuff. You do.
Well, somebody's got to, because when we do Sports Center, we promote Domofsky's work. So,
scheduled to appear tomorrow.
Third quarter.
He's moving from Friday, huh?
Well, we got to move Homer around. Jesse's done a great job.
carousel
of juggling.
Thank you, Jesse. You're doing such a good job. You working the rest of the week, or are you taking a day?
All 5 days and Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. That is not how Owen Wilson sounds.
Wow.
That's how Owen Wilson sounds. The 32-yard touchdown pass that Jordan Love throws to Dontavion Wicks, Tay, as we like to call him, in the Atlanta game.
Okay. It was a really good play. I think brilliant, strong. It was a really good play. A guy missed the tackle. It should have been probably a 16-yard reception. But my point is on this, and I'm not going to sit here and continue to pound over your head that you used the term brilliant when normally if somebody else said it, I wouldn't have. But since you're such a stickler for that
I wanted to keep going. Jordan Love's 24-yard run that he had against the Saints to get them going.
That was awesome.
On that drive.
Yeah. All right, I'll give you that.
Okay,
too.
but if I'm only giving moments, I'm not saying there's like 30 of them. Like, that's the problem. And if you listen to that clip, I make it very clear. They're not making enough of them to win games.
Yeah, I would say it's been very sparse.
And then there's moments of athleticism, and then there's moments of good execution. I would argue that the third down throw to Jaden Reed to pick up the first down against the Broncos, the 18-yard pass that Love throws to Luke Musgrave, that he gets, let me finish, that he gets knocked out or hit hard on by Kareem Jackson, are the types of not brilliant but consistent, well-executed plays that we're also not seeing enough of. My point was, and again, I understand, brilliant was the first word, then athleticism and execution and all the other words, flashes of this and flashes of that. We're seeing flashes. And for me, that gives me optimism that while they are in the valley of the shadow of losing right now, that they are going to find their way out of it and be better than they are now, but not good enough to be a playoff team and win 6 or 7 games. And that there would be reason to think that next year they're going to be appreciably better when all these guys have gotten their experience. If I wasn't seeing these types of moments, then you'd really have a problem. But I do see enough where I'm like, you watch the games and there are plays where you're like, boy, that looks like a play that should work. And for another example that we'd be putting on the list if the guy makes the catch is the deep ball in Las Vegas to Christian Watson. Right? Has to outstretch, kind of dive a little bit, goes off his hands. If you are your team's big play threat, your downfield guy, you have to catch that ball. You have to. And I think Christian Watson would say the same thing. So I see near misses. I see the potential that these guys have. I see the athleticism and the explosiveness they have. And yes, sometimes I see flashes of brilliance. But definitely not enough for them to win. Can you just
admit? And listen, you talk a lot on the radio. You do a ton of appearances. Can you just say you shouldn't have used the word brilliant and said, boy, there's been some really good moments?
If I say moments of brilliance, how many do I have to have
more than what you got.
I'm justified?
So this is, as you were talking, I wrote this down, and I want you to ponder this question. Have you seen enough brilliance to feel good about the future of this team?
You didn't write that down. You tweeted it.
No, it's right here, too.
Oh, okay.
The answer is no, Jason, and you know it is.
You don't feel good about the future of this team?
No. I just, when you're asking about brilliance, this team needs to make market improvements. It's not like there's small little things that need to be improved. When you're saying moments of brilliance, it's like, holy cat, can you believe that? Oh, my God, what a play. And there have been, I gave you 2. One of them was a quarterback scramble.
And then you
great.
stopped. Then you made me stop.
How many more do you? Because I don't want to punish you.
All right.
I'm not sitting here trying to punish you. I don't want to just beat you into the turf.
All right, please don't use terms like punish and browbeat me.
I pulled back. I didn't say I pulled back from that.
My point.
I don't want to pummel you.
Call up the highlights of Jordan Love this season.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't think you can find 3 plays out of the highlights where you would say that's a brilliant play by him, then I don't know what to tell you. Here's what I want to know.
You haven't yet. You've given me one. One of them is Aaron Jones.
I know.
You're not giving him that screen pass throw, right?
All right, I'm not going to get angry. I'm just going to let you get to your next read. But my point is,
it's your read next, so you're not getting to me. You're getting to you. If I'm being fair, that's brilliant. You got a brilliant read coming up.
All right, so now I'm going to spend every commercial.
Why can't you just admit that you shouldn't have used the term brilliant?
How did we get to the point where you have them in the playoffs and Jordan Love going to the Pro Bowl and getting a contract extension
because they lost
as the
to 2
optimist,
garbage
and now
teams,
I'm the one
that's
who's
why.
trying to be the positive
Great.
person, and I'm getting
You're not getting
punished.
You're not
for
getting pummeled or whatever terms. You said something, and you are accountable. You hold every person in that organization
I am going to go during the commercial break and
Yep.
go into the video and find some plays that I will tweet out that I would say are moments of brilliance. I didn't realize that I was going to be required to show my work on all these.
What do you mean you
but
don't
how
realize?
many moments of brilliance do you want? If I say there are moments of brilliance, how many do I need?
2 a
8?
game?
12?
2 a game would be
I don't
fair.
think I...
2
From a
game
team
is
that's
fair.
2 and 4, I
Yeah.
need to have 2 a game.
If you're going to say they have moments of brilliance, yeah.
Moments
Give
is
me
2.
12 moments.
Plural is 2.
I need 12. 2 a game is fair. There's
God, I hate you sometimes.
65 plays in a game. I'm asking for 2. And I'm not asking for Aaron Rodgers drawing up a play to Jared Cook and striping one down. I'm not asking for that level of brilliance. I gave you a screen pass as a moment of brilliance. I've given you that. A 20-yard scramble. I've given you 2 of them.
You
should
did
have
rip
no
him for the
problem coming
screen
up with
pass
12.
after giving him the screen pass.
What's
so
that?
You did rip him for the
No.
screen pass after
but
giving him the
he's trying to say
screen
he's
pass.
drawing up. Jason, and to answer your question, because I still think you have to look at what the circumstances are. You can't look. You could say, well, I think this is going to be the case. And you ask, why am I down? Because I've just watched two games against bad teams, and I don't know what moment of brilliance now is a dropped pass. You said it was a dropped ball.
I didn't say that.
That's what you just did.
No, I did. Associated Bank has Packers checking, and if you want to continue to support the team, unlike Tausch, and point out how unbrilliant they are, well, then go right ahead. But if you want to make the switch to the best bank with the best customer service, make the switch to Associated Bank. And with Packers checking, the official bank of the Packers since 1919 has you covered not only with great customer service, but with a discount at the Packers Pro Shop where you can find a brilliant new jersey and get 10% off both in-store and online. So check out AssociatedBank.com/Packers to find out more. I am now going to spend the rest of my time finding video of brilliant plays from the first 6 games. If you honestly believe that a 2-4 team needs to have 2 brilliant plays a game for a total of 12, I'm not saying they're the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay. How many brilliant plays did the Chiefs have?
Jesse, be the arbiter here. Is 6 enough?
12 seems like a lot.
Okay, so what's the right
Thank
number
you,
for
Jesse.
Jason? I'm fine with that.
No, let's see how many I find as I go into NFL Plus for the next 2.5 hours.
Why don't you do that when
Should we
you're
just
not
call Bulaga now?
When you're not hosting a radio show. That would probably
I'll do it during tackle
so, Jason,
talk.
the whole deal on this, and I know we got to go to break, the whole deal is you know this. You hold people accountable at 1265 for every single word that they say. Had you said
I'm not bailing on this
I
word.
know you're not. But you said moments of brilliance. You could have easily said, boy, they've had some really good moments.
Oh, my God, dude. How many moments did I say? I said moments of brilliance, moments of athleticism, moments of potential.
Yep.
Right? There might have been another one in there, too. My point, which I'm a little bit disappointed, frankly, that you don't hear when you listen to that, the optimism that I'm exuding for the guy who said they were going to go 6-11. Again, this is what I expected from the Packers this year.
I know.
These ups and downs. Others did not. I took a lot of grief before the season for not being positive enough about Jordan Love. Now suddenly I'm getting crushed for suggesting there's moments of brilliance from him because I'm being too positive? That's what I'm doing?
You're being too positive, yeah.
I'll continue my research. We'll continue the show. I'll do it in 4-minute increments during commercials. It's Wilde and Tausch.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
The best quality roofs, siding, windows, and doors, expertly installed and at an affordable price. Hi, this is Bo from Ridgetop Exteriors. We're the trusted local experts you can count on for your home exterior projects. There's a reason so many customers recommend us after we help with their projects. Go to ridgetopexteriors.com for a free estimate.
Take it to the house this season and enjoy tailgating from your own backyard. Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. You can win game day gear for your next gathering by entering to win at titostailgate.com. Be sure to enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill, a Brewmate Back Tap for batch cocktails, or a Tito's football jersey. For official rules, visit titostailgate.com. Must be 21 years old to enter. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
All right, Team Pella, listen up.
Thanks, John Kuhn. Customers love our products with limited lifetime warranties. Check out these big plays. Incredible innovations like blinds and shades between the glass.
No interference on that play, Coach.
And stylish windows with hidden screens that make game days a breeze.
Can it get any better?
It can. With monthly payments as low as $19 per window, $75 per patio door, and a free quote at PellaWI.com.
Let's go.
6.99 APR for 120 months. Service fee supplies. Show for details. Offers on 10/31/2023.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
John Hayes for Goodman's Jewelers. As we celebrate 90 years of serving the Madison area, to commemorate this occasion, we'll be giving away a .90 carat lab-grown diamond to one lucky customer. You can register to win at our store at 220 State Street or find us on Facebook or Instagram for your chance to enter the contest. Throughout October, we'll have a flash sale and other days when you can save up to 30% on some of our most coveted jewelry styles. 90 years in business is a long time. Help us make more timeless moments for you, our loyal customers. John Hayes for Goodman's Jewelers. Help us celebrate 90 years in business. In October, we'll have a flash sale and you can save up to 30% on selected jewelry styles. Visit us at 220 State Street or find us on Facebook or Instagram for your chance to win a .90 carat lab-grown diamond. John Hayes for Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933. Yes, 1933. That's 90 years. Help us celebrate and make more timeless moments.
The best is at Goodman's.
The holidays are hectic enough, so leave the cooking to Pasquale's Catering. It's quick, convenient, and brings those flavors of the Southwest you love so much home for the holidays. For home or work events, make it a customized catered menu from Pasquale's. And then sit back and soak up the compliments, courtesy of Pasquale's, bringing the flavors of the Southwest to the Midwest. Pasquale's Catering for your next holiday event. Online at Pasquale'sCantina.com.
Zimbrick Chevrolet.
When was the last time you had your oil changed?
or your tires rotated? Do you need new tires, a battery, perhaps some windshield wipers? Zimbrick Chevrolet Service Center is equipped to help you with routine maintenance, major repairs, and everything in between. Get your free battery inspection coupon and schedule an appointment today at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Don't overpay. Shop Zimbrick Chevrolet on Main Street in Sun Prairie.
Main Street, Sun Prairie, Zimbrick Chevrolet.
If you're looking to fill the vacant space in your commercial building, the local agents at RE/MAX and the Preferred Commercial Group are eager to grow your bottom line. Head to commercialwisconsin.com/ESPN and find an investment partner to lead the way to your property dreams today.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen, UW-Madison class of 2002. Join me, Michelle Smallman, and Super Bowl champion Chris Canty every weekday morning from 5 to 9, right here on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand on Wisconsin.
Wasn't right. I should have walked, but I never had the chance. Everything got out of hand and I let it slide. Now I only have myself to blame for falling for your stupid games. I wish my life could be the way it was before I saw your face. You stole my happy, you made me cry. Super lonely and took me for a ride. And I wanna do it.
Again, take Josiah DeGuara out of the equation, and it's 6 rookies and 3 second-year guys at tight end and wide receiver. This is the stuff that happens, right? And there are flashes of brilliance. There are flashes of athleticism and talent and skill and potential, but they don't come together all at once, and they don't come together enough to win games right now. I predict that by the end of the season, it'll come together to win some games.
Very reasonable take there.
Some might say.
Except for the word brilliant, I think everything there is perfect.
How many flashes of brilliance do you think you've seen this season? Zero?
Not very many.
How many? How many?
I didn't say brilliant. I don't need to defend my point on that.
I'm not asking.
I think less
the
than
hell
5.
you don't.
I think
if you
less than
argue
5.
that I am wrong to use that word, you should be able to tell me how many you think you've seen.
I just said less than 5. That's what I would say.
844-770-3776.
You get that stern-eyed look at me. Hey, don't you be getting all stern-eyed with me,
This is
son.
what it was like for your teammates when they would argue with you in the locker room, wasn't it?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't change. I am who I am. I'm not going to apologize for it.
I'm not asking you to apologize for it.
All I'm asking for, Jason, and I thought Big Cat hit this on the head because you crushed me for saying awesome
Josh
after
DiMaggio,
7 quarters of what I thought he played really good football against the Bears in the first 3 against Atlanta. And you crushed me for using the term awesome. I didn't come at you and say you're a moron or anything like that.
Neither did I.
You kind of are doing that right now, which is fine. I'm a big boy.
I never said you. If you want to be choosy about words,
or you said something yesterday. Again, I'm fine with it. But what I'm saying is, you said a word, and I probably said awesome was maybe a bit hyperbolic. I've come to grips with that. That fourth quarter stunk against Atlanta, but
you've never admitted that until just now.
I said it's a little bit. No, I did. And all I'm asking for you made your point there is completely overshadowed, which, by the way, happens a lot when you're transcribing Matt LaFleur and Brian Gutekunst and Jordan Love, because that's what you do, and you know that's fair. You are a wordsmith. That's what you do, and you're really good at it. You will get, because a lot of times those words Hansel and Gretel you to the actual point of what these people are trying to do because they don't want to message it a certain way. And that's why you're one of the best in the business. But when you said brilliant, don't roll your eyes at me. You're all eyed up today. When you say brilliant, all I'm asking for you to say is, you know what? I was probably a little hyperbolic with that. They've been good. There have been some good moments, and I don't want that to get overshadowed by the fact that we've struggled as much the last 4 weeks. That's all I wanted you to say, but you're doubling down on this brilliance thing, which you know you were hyperbolic about.
How many?
I just told you 5. I'm not even asking for one a game.
That's not. All right, so now I need to come up with 5 to be justified. That's what you're saying?
Yep.
Because you said there's less than 5.
I think there should be more than that if you're going to say that, but for the benefit of your doubt.
If you say there are flashes of brilliance, I am asking you how many I need to be justified in having used that phrase.
Are you going to say David Bakhtiari pass protecting and having a good game is a moment of brilliance?
No, but I'm going to say, for example, if you go back and look at the screen pass, that's also a moment that Matt LaFleur actually designed something that works, right?
It is play. Beautiful play.
It's all the things that aren't happening in the last couple of weeks, right? Like, that's part of the problem.
Yeah, I agree. Inconsistency. But I think what your point is, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that when you're looking at a young team, you want to see those moments of brilliance and say, we're going to see more of these down the road. I agree with that assessment. Just like when you're judging a young player, you want to see, boy, look at what they can do. I've seen this, now I want to see it more. How do I get this to be more of that? I totally agree with that point of your statement. And I really think the rest, as you listen to all of your statement, it all makes sense. All I'm saying is if you're looking at this from a perspective of brilliance, which is great, that's not average, it's not good, it's not what you're expected to do. It's holy, you know what? Can you believe what I just saw? And all I'm asking for you to say is, you know what, Tausch, I probably shouldn't have used the term brilliant. That's all.
844-770-37.
That old boy's doubling down. I love it. I have to admit, I love that you're doubling down.
No, I'm not saying that there's been a dozen of them. But when you say the phrase, if you want me to be a word stickler, when you say there's been moments of brilliance, I never said how many there were. And there's certainly got to be a half dozen. I would agree, if you're going to use that phrase. And I think I can find 6 plays in the first 6 games that I would say are pretty damn brilliant.
Okay.
And that was the first one.
All right.
There's also a throw to Romeo Doubs on the touchdown that looks like an Aaron Rodgers to Jordy Nelson or Devontae Adams touchdown.
Okay.
That I recall
I didn't
against the
see that
Bears.
one. Okay.
So I'll keep working on that in the commercial breaks. Jesse thinks Chris is going to mediate this.
Ooh. All right.
Chris in Waukesha. Chris, tread lightly and carefully.
Good morning. You guys remind me of like an old married couple, so I figured I could do some.
I've heard that before.
We need some mediation.
Yep. Yeah. I feel like you're talking about two different things. I feel like Jason is saying Jordan Love has shown flashes of brilliance, and Tausch, you're saying, well, the outcome wasn't brilliant, so that wasn't a flash of brilliance.
Chris,
I think both can be true.
Okay. Chris, what I would say is Jordan Love has shown moments of being a really good quarterback. Brilliance, I think, is just too strong of a word. That's all. And that's the argument that I think Jason's – and I just want Jason to say I was too hyperbolic using the term brilliant. That's all.
I think you're nitpicking, Tausch.
Yes, but – and you know what, Chris? I am. And the reason I am is because you know who the biggest you-know-what is when it comes to that with dealing with guys in the locker room and every quote? You know who that guy is in the beat, and every player would tell you that? And
Rob
every
Demovsky.
coach? Jason J. Wilde. That's why I am picking at every word he said, because that's what he does. You get what I'm saying?
It is entertaining.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're entertained, Chris.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
I feel like
You
Chris
too,
helped
buddy.
us
Thanks.
a little bit there. I do.
Not sure. I felt like he helped me. That's for sure. 844-77. Look, I don't want to do this. What I am curious about is the underlying point that has been lost while I work every commercial break to find my 6 plays.
It's the hardest you've worked in 3 years.
If I would have known this, I wouldn't have watched the World Series last night. I'd have been screen capturing video.
Good Morning America. You could have watched Get Up.
Heck of a game last night.
I got to work on it.
Was it really?
Phillies, what the heck happened?
Yeah, they struggled. Mad Dog loses his job. Son of a gun.
Retirement.
I
yeah,
love that
pesky.
accountability that he's going to hold to, though. Love that.
All right. Again, to the point I wanted to make is this. I have now become the more optimistic part of the crowd that I was being. I mean, I got to tell you, the social media backlash during training camp. Rob Demovsky experienced it when he went on Get Up, was it? And he made the comment about how Love had had one good practice, the rest had been meh, and he'd had one bad practice.
It was Get Up, yep.
And the vitriol that he endured for that, the vitriol, I mean, there are some lovers who really did not like being honest in assessments about what we were seeing from him. It was unpleasant. And it's not, I know you love your guy, Elon Musk. It is not Elon Musk who reduced my Twitter usage. Now, putting TweetDeck behind a paywall certainly helped. That's been much healthier for me. So thank you, Elon, for your service. But it really was how you couldn't tell Jordan Love supporters before the season that he was going to struggle without being pegged as
a hater.
A hater,
yeah,
right.
Yep.
And now, whether it's brilliance, athleticism, skill, talent, whatever other one I ran through there, now it's almost as if the script has flipped, and by suggesting that I see these flashes of all these different things, now I'm being Pollyanna-ish about a team that sucks. And I'm curious. Like, I will agree with Nick and Wanakee in to some degree. His text is, Jason is mistaking brilliance with adequate football. This is indicative of the problem with Jordan Love. No. I see his warts big time. I also don't think that I give him brilliance for mediocrity or just doing what he's supposed to do. I don't know, because the issue that I have with the offense currently, the reason I bring up what would be considered adequate football right now is that I don't see Jordan Love doing what Brock Purdy, what all the quarterbacks in this system do, which is hitting their back foot and getting the ball out as they hit their back foot, right? That the timing and the precision of this offense. Now, is that his fault? Is it guys running the routes incorrectly or the wrong route entirely? I don't know. But when you make that play on third down, I note it. I did not call it brilliant, but I note it because I don't see that enough from them right now. And that is concerning because we are trying to, as I have said a million times, this season is a fact-finding mission about Jordan Love.
Totally agree
and if
with
they
that.
don't do enough of that, then how the hell are we going to know if he's any good or not?
But who is supposed to do that? That's kind of his job. Right?
The head coach and the play designer and the play caller is part of it. The guys that are running the routes are part of it.
Yep.
And he is definitely a very big part of it. He's the one who's got to be decisive. And again, I see him being the indecisive equals ineffective guy again. Matt LaFleur is the one who started that phrase, and he is right. And that is another problem with what we're seeing. I'm just saying that I see and look, there were moments that Bears fans saw, I'm not going to use the word, really good football.
Thank you.
From Mitch Trubisky. And I bet there were some throws that our buddy Jim Rutledge would say he saw that he thought were brilliant during his early time as the Bears starter.
Okay.
The problem is he never came anywhere close to sustaining it. And that might happen with Jordan Love too. But I am seeing enough moments where I am at least not willing to go down into the valley of being so down on him that there are Packers fans that now, I mean, you mentioned it. He's not a Packers fan, but you mentioned Dan Graziano. They held him down, and he had to either say, is Jordan Love the quarterback next year or not? And he said no.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine saying that right now.
I can't either. I agree.
What I can't imagine saying is, Tausch, I'm going to chill, but I won't do it with a Coors Light, even though the mountains are blue.
The mountains are blue. Absolutely. Coors Light brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and cold packaged, so it is made to chill in the mountains. Make sure they're blue. It's a dreary day. You're going to go crack one open. Make sure it's blue. That's when you know it's chilled to perfection. That's why it's Coors Light in my hand when I need a moment to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Here's the question that I want to ask. Are you seeing enough, in whatever word you choose, to still be optimistic about this team?
Okay.
Because that's one thing I don't hear in calls, I don't see on tweets to me, I don't see on the text line. I don't see a whole hell of a lot of optimism. And maybe that's why what I said after the game sticks out so much, because not many people are talking that way right now.
Yeah.
844-770-3776. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Former Wisconsin wide receiver and kick returner David Gilreath, most known for his opening kickoff return in 2010 against Ohio State, was on the Mr. Irrelevant podcast this week and said patience is a virtue under first-year head coach Luke Fickell.
I give him grace. You have to give him some grace to bring in his offense philosophy, his defense philosophy, his own recruits, and give him some time. It's tough when you have to come in after a couple of legends.
Find the full conversation with former Badger David Gilreath on Wisconsin On Demand or wherever you get your podcasts.
Badger Minutes on ESPN Wisconsin are brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule an appointment online today at PellaWI.com.
A bank that goes the extra yard? You got it. Show your love for the green and gold with Packers checking only from Associated Bank. Make every transaction a touchdown with your Packers debit MasterCard. And when you use it at the Packers Pro Shop, at the stadium, or online, you'll get 10% off. Associated Bank's Packers checking scores the home field advantage by delivering Midwest-based customer care, outstanding value, and more. Get in the game and learn more today at AssociatedBank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Stacy Bruner from Bruner Realty. People have been telling me that buying a home is nothing to joke about, so instead of telling you another real estate joke, I'm going to have somebody else do it.
Jesse Nelson here. What do you call a detective who's also a real estate agent? Sherlock Holmes.
Come on, Jesse, this is no laughing matter.
Well, when it's time to get serious about buying or selling, that's when people should do what we did and work with you.
Contact us at BrunerRealtyInc.com. Bruner Realty, homes to appreciate.
Grassland Dairy is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin and sustained by innovation. Since 1904, the Wheatrick family has worked with hundreds of dairy farmers to consistently produce the highest quality dairy products. Grassland's commitment to quality starts with the way their dairy farmers care for their cows and carries through every step of their innovative processing and delivery. They are proud to offer a wide range of reliable and nutritious dairy ingredients. Grassland Dairy is family owned in Wisconsin and has been crafting butter for 5 generations.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Baby, you just a little loco, like boats in Acapulco. I'm just riding the wave. Baby, you just a little loco, emotions like a yo-yo. I love you that way.
Let's get to a call. I would like to stay on time because it's Brian Blaga Day, and I don't want to mess that up.
B squared.
Let's talk. What was the award he won again?
Like a farmer.
The farmer is
everybody
part of the
needs
title. I got to look that
I think
up.
it's everybody needs a farmer, which, by the way, I agree with. Everybody does need a farmer.
Yeast mode.
I need to.
What's that?
Yeast mode.
Yeast mode.
That would be more of a Baker award, wouldn't you think? But I'll look up the actual name of the award in between me capturing videos of brilliant plays.
Iowa got robbed. But
Yeah, Kirk Ferentz not pleased. All right, let's get to a call quick. Let's talk to Laura in Pewaukee, who has now also chosen to wade into these treacherous waters.
I wonder if this call is going to be brilliant.
Waukesha County really stepping up to the plate to step in on this with you guys.
Hi, Laura. How are you today?
Good morning. I am great this morning, but I will be anything but brilliant, I promise you.
Well, Jason might think you are.
I'll be the judge of that, and apparently my grading scale is pretty easy.
He loves brilliance.
Yeah. I guess I would say that there have been flashes of Jordan Love being really good. But it's kind of what I expected from him. I thought he would have flashes of being really good, and I think it would be flashes of him not being very good.
Mm-hmm.
What I didn't
Totally
expect was how badly the offensive line would play at times, and in my opinion, how badly LaFleur has been at trying to handle the play calling for this young quarterback. That's what I didn't expect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think anything Laura said I would disagree with.
So, Laura, let me ask you this, because here's the other thing that I have been adamant about.
She really wanted to say brilliant there, too. She did. I could feel it.
Really good.
Moments of Brill are really good. Brill cream.
Let me ask you this, because you brought up LaFleur, and I think I have now taken the mantle of official Matt LaFleur defender. You make a great point about the offensive line, because Tausch and I both spent the offseason and training camp talking about how the running game and the offensive line was going to make things easier on Jordan Love and give him more of an opportunity to succeed. But the play calling, I maintain, and Matt LaFleur, I think, has left some of those Hansel and Gretel breadcrumbs about how you can have the perfect play, you can have the right play call against the premier look, and we're barely getting the bare minimum. I feel like he wants to say, these young guys don't know what the hell they're doing, and I don't know what to call.
Mm-hmm.
And he can't say that. So when you critique Matt LaFleur and his play calling, are you factoring in all these other young guys that are the would-be pass catchers that don't always seem to know what the heck they're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't like play calling guys or play calling girls. I don't think that's ever only the problem, but I do think he's got to take some responsibility. Yes, the execution at times has been obviously when you're watching and you stand there and you watch the defensive lineman standing up and going by the offensive lineman who's standing up. It's like, come on. What's Jordan Love supposed to do?
Right. And I'll say this, as I've been going through this, and I want to get to break, so thanks for your call, Laura. We appreciate it. As I've been going through plays, I'm through the first half of the highlights of the New Orleans game. But in the Atlanta game, for example, when they're humming offensively, one of Jordan Love's touchdown passes is the jet sweep where Jaden Reed runs by and he catches the shotgun snap and flips it to him on his way by, and he beats the defense to the right corner pylon and scores a touchdown. When's the last time you saw that play and saw it executed well? I'm not sure how many times I've even seen it. And that was, again, supposed to be part of what they were doing.
We on Brilliant? Is this one of your Brilliant?
No, it's not. Okay. It is not one of my brilliant plays. And frankly, I'm going to withdraw.
But, Jason, before you go to break, isn't that what we're talking about? That's the Matt LaFleur stuff that we want to see more of.
That's what. Yes, that's why I brought it up.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And I am also officially pulling back the brilliant call on the Dontavion Wicks touchdown.
That was a nice play.
It was a really good play, and Dontavion Wicks, reinforcing our opinion of him, makes a hell of a play to finish off that touchdown.
He needs more time. He needs to be out there more.
I am going to call David Gruber during the break because I need a litigator to discuss the meaning of brilliance and how often that you need to see it to be considered accurate. That is not his area of expertise. He and his firm obviously specialize in serious injuries caused by accidents, and I am lucky not to need them yet for that. I hope I never do, but it's comforting to know that Gruber Law Offices is there, and they are literally one call away. So check out Gruber Law Offices online at gruber-law.com. Find out more about the firm, about their lawyers, and about what they do in the community, or give them that one call if you need them. One call, that's all. It's 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. I see more calls are lining up. I don't know how I feel.
It's almost like
about
this
that.
is interesting to people. Interesting.
Look, I'll be honest. I did think when I said it that it was very interesting, and I did want to get to it. We did a lot of calls on Monday.
You're a provocateur. You're being very provocative there.
Not
that
because of the word choice.
Well, you know what you're doing, Jason Wilde.
I do know what I'm
when
doing.
you use big words like that they're going to be scrutinized because
Scrutinized,
you are
also
the
a big
big
word.
scrutinizer. That might be your new nickname, the big scrutinizer.
No.
The BS.
One of the worst nicknames. I'd rather be Jay Bird than that. We'll get to your calls. More of your calls to kick off the 10 o'clock hour. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. Have you been thinking of updating your bath or shower? Well, Kohler Services is a local end-to-end bath and shower design and remodel service brought to you by Kohler, a family-owned business in Wisconsin for 150 years. Kohler is the only manufacturer offering fast, professional installation and care for life. Start enjoying your bath or shower right now with a special offer. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote and tell them that I sent you. Again, that's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison, and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center, brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The Green Bay Packers back at practice today as they get set for their Sunday showdown with the division rival Minnesota Vikings at Lambeau Field. The Packers have dropped 3 straight games with an overall record of 2-4 on the season. Head coach Matt LaFleur, what gives him optimism looking ahead at the remainder of the season, including this week against the Vikings?
The thing that gives me a lot of hope is just knowing the response that I see from our team in the locker room, in the meeting rooms, on the practice field. These guys aren't afraid of a challenge, and right now we have a challenge.
They sure do. Pick'em is the line listed for Sunday at Lambeau Field. Kickoff is set for noon. Green Bay game day gets started at 9 a.m. live from the Tundra Trio just outside of Lambeau Field here on 100.5 ESPN. Meanwhile, college football, the Badgers have a challenge of their own on Saturday night. 14.5-point underdogs. Wisconsin's opened as hosting Ohio State. 6:30 kickoff at Camp Randall Stadium. Great Dane Huddle tonight at 6 o'clock.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
I've been grinding so long, been trying it for years. And I got nothing to show, just climbing this rope right here. And if there's a man upstairs, he kept bringing me rain. But I've been sending up prayers and something's changed. I think I finally found my hallelujah. I've been waiting for this moment all my life. Now all my dreams are
The 10 o'clock hour
true.
of Wilde and Tausch begins now. Let's get to a couple of calls on this conversation. I still, after we talk to Brian, I do want to talk about optimism and how many people actually have it, because I don't want to allow social media to decide what I think or don't think the fan base is feeling, because that is a negative place in general. But I don't feel a whole lot of optimism.
Do you think there is in the building over there?
I think the players and you mentioned this yesterday or 2 days ago. I think they're so young that
they don't know.
They don't get the woe is me or the pessimism or whatever else. They're just happy to be here.
I agree with that. What about the coaches in the front office, though?
I think if Matt LaFleur had a Coors Light in front of him, he would say, this is going to be really blank and hard to get these guys to where they need to go because we have too many young guys and we don't have enough of a mix of guys that know what the hell they're doing.
I would agree.
But he's never going to say that. And I don't know if Goody, speaking of people who don't want to admit when they're wrong, I don't think Goody is ever going to say, no, hey, I'm fine with how this season is playing out. This is exactly what I wanted. I don't think he's going to say, well, maybe we could have used one or two more guys that had a little bit of experience that could have helped with some of the rougher edges that these young guys have experienced. Let's get to a couple of calls before we get ready for Bulaga. Let's start with Jason in Pennsylvania. Jason, good morning. How you doing today?
Good morning. Not too bad. Hey, so I think there's a couple positives for me throughout the season is Jordan Love, things that you can't really teach. Jordan Love has a wicked quick release, and he doesn't always show it, but he has. And also his arm strength. I mean, he's got an unbelievable arm, right? So those are intangibles that are going to come into play later on as he gets more comfortable and so on and so forth. You know, and I go back with the release. He had that play where, you know, against Denver, goal line, where the linebacker stepped in front of the quick slant.
Yeah, it was a brilliant play.
Do it behind it, right? His release, I mean, he just, as soon as he snapped it quick, right? So those are a couple positives. I think the guy is going to be good. He showed enough. But I went back and I looked at some of the games on YouTube from the Packers when Rodgers' first year. One thing, Rodgers had a pretty darn good offensive line in front of him.
Agree with that.
He had a pretty good run game.
Except for the right tackle.
Yeah, that was suspect at times.
Hey, he's maybe right.
But he and that there's a lot of things that are going to help a young quarterback, and that's something that I think the front office didn't take into account nearly enough. And regardless whether we thought that we were going to have a good line or not, but I think that's been the detriment of this year is just the inconsistency at line, no run game. That's what's causing it. I think Jordan Love is still going to be good. I really do. I think.
Look, Jason, I agree with you.
Point.
I would say this, Tausch, about the offensive line before we get to Justin, so we can get to Brian, is that maybe they overestimated how much improvement there would be from guys that weren't that great a year ago. At center, for example.
That was a great call. Jesse, who was that?
Jason in Pennsylvania.
Jason in the PA, the Commonwealth. Yeah.
Oh, is that a Commonwealth, too?
Pennsylvania's a Commonwealth for sure. I had not thought of it this way because I think when you were talking about Goody, I firmly believe Goody thought my defense can be a lot better. I think the defense has been okay. My run game and O-line are going to be the strengths of my team, and that's going to allow Jordan Love to grow. And we all thought that the skill guys, because of the youth, it was going to be a struggle, and it has been. But the O-line and the leakage, and when Blue joins us, he has been on this from the jump. The interior three, as far as giving up penetration and not allowing the run game to be good, has really hurt Jordan Love. And I think if you want to make a point that has slowed his development, I'm all ears. I'm all ears with that. That's been the part that I think Goody would acknowledge has not been up to where it needs to be. And that is a reason why the offense has struggled the way that it has, especially in the first half.
All right, let's get to one more call before Brian Bulaga. Also, we're going to ask Brian Bulaga to name the 4 states that are commonwealths. Let's talk to Justin in Milwaukee.
3.
Oh, well, maybe we'll ask you that as well. Justin, good morning. How are you?
Morning, guys. I'm doing okay. Long-time listener, infrequent caller, but nice to be on. So
I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried that you are an infrequent caller, and today you felt compelled.
Well, I think Mark Tauscher hit it right on the nose there.
I love this guy.
Sorry, we got to
He's
go.
my new favorite. Yep. Put him down. Give him an entry.
Sorry, we're having trouble hearing you.
The only thing he didn't add is that, Jordan was overdrafted. That kid would have gone in the third round had he not been picked in the first, so we expect so much more out of him. And he's surrounded by all these young guys who are forgetting their roles, forgetting their assignments. This is what we signed up for this year when we traded away Rodgers, which was the right thing to do. It was time. So these are the growing pains we go through. I think Jordan Love can be an average quarterback in the NFL, in 12 to 15. He's not going to be a top-end guy, but he has his biggest strength is his weakness. He has patience. He's calm, but then he's too calm sometimes and waits too long.
Wait, Justin, what exactly did Tausch hit the nail on the head on, just to clarify?
Rodgers had a strong line, and he probably thought his offensive line was going to be pretty good this year. But I haven't seen the development on those second-year guys. You lose Balaga, then your three highest-paid guys have been injured most of the season. We haven't had anything out of them. So injuries, young team, mistakes. It's what we're going to see.
And flashes of brilliance. Thanks for the call, Justin. We appreciate it. All right.
Now, Jason, I do think in this. We've talked a lot about this with Blue, but then I think we kind of separate it. We have the doctor come on, and him and I will just sit here and chop up talking O-line all day, and I love it. But if you're talking about why this team is where it's at from an unexpected standpoint, the group has not been very good up front.
No.
And that's why this thing. Just to clarify, Jordan Love was going to be a first-round pick. Somebody else, there were teams going. That's why Green Bay traded to get up. There were teams that were going to snap him up in the end of that first round. That you can almost. I can't give you 1,000% guarantee, but I can give you about a 98% guarantee.
Right, and I would also say that guys that are drafted in the first round that low at quarterback, more often than not, do not work out. Aaron Rodgers is one of the exceptions to that rule. If you look at the history of 20 and below quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's like a 50% top 5 picks work out, maybe,
right.
So
a lot of quarterbacks don't work out. That's definitely true. All right, one thing that does work out, especially if you're a Badgers fan, is there still time to enter this contest?
Yeah, there is. You can get courtside seats still. There's still a couple of home games left. Go to amfam.com/Badgers. AmFam wants you to have a great experience. You can get courtside passes, swag bag. You can get down on the field before the game. You get to see it all. Just go to amfam.com/Badgers to enter. No purchase is necessary. Dream fearlessly. Insure carefully.
Our favorite farmer, or at least Farmer Award winner, Brian Balaga, joins us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for the great team at Everlight Solar. Whether you're saving up to buy a jersey for your new favorite player, tickets to a game, or simply need some extra spending money for you and your family, it's always great to learn new ways to save some extra cash. Well, I've been telling you for a while now about how you can save money and help save the planet by making the switch to Everlight Solar. When my family first thought about making the energy switch to solar, we weren't exactly sure where to go. That's when we got in touch with the team at Everlight Solar, and through every step of the process, they were great as we made that switch to solar. If you're interested in making the switch, let them do the same for you. Check out everlightsolar.com to find out more and schedule a free consultation. Save money and help save the planet. When you're ready to make the switch, take my word for it. Count on the team at Everlight Solar.
Mike Greenberg. Greeny.
I was under the impression that was a spread it around offense. That is now an offense that runs through A.J. Brown, and he has really emerged. He's a better player than I realized. I knew he was big, and I knew he was good. I didn't realize he was this level of good. I feel like he has become, when we name right now the 5 best wide receivers in the sport, I think he has to be named.
Greeny, weekdays noon to 2 on 100.5 ESPN.
Hey, it's Bobby Portis, and I love playing basketball in Milwaukee. When I drive down the lane, I move fast and make sudden moves to drive to the hoop and score. But when I'm behind the wheel in the driving lane, I control my drive. I don't speed or make sudden movements. Speeding and reckless driving are the leading causes of traffic injuries and deaths in Wisconsin. Do what I do. Control your drive. Don't speed. Don't be reckless. Zero in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Wisconsin DOT.
One call, that's all. It's not just a slogan, but a way of life at Gruber Law Offices. If you've been injured, call our team today. We've represented tens of thousands of injured Wisconsinites for well over 30 years. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB Academy offers training programs for players of all ages and skill levels. Learn from some of the best baseball coaches in the area and find the program that fits your training goals and your schedule. Spots are filling up fast, so visit grbacademy.com to sign up now. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
Dash the Dane. That's right, Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company has expanded their delivery offerings with DoorDash. New customers get $5 off your first order of $25 or more. And don't forget, Dash Pass subscribers always receive free delivery. Order delivery today at GreatDanePub.com or on the DoorDash app and get food delivered from the Great Dane closest to you. Downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994.
ESPN Madison is on Wisconsin Sports. Catch up on anything you missed on the Varsity Podcast on Wisconsin On Demand. Brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Honda, shop local, part of the Madison community since 1973.
Former NFL player and Rose Bowl champion Tarek Saleh here for Carbon World Health. Carbon is much more than just another gym. They offer the best recovery in the area. Some of my favorites include red light therapy and cryotherapy. Improve your athletic performance, fitness and training results, speed up muscle recovery and reduce pain, and boost your mood with these simple and non-invasive treatments. Visit Carbon World Health today and ask for the ESPN Recovery Package. That's Carbon World Health.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of, but back in Rutherford County, our crowd is second to none. You might not know them here in this big city we're in, but when I go back home, I've got some famous friends. Yeah, I
do. We've got a famous friend.
Farmer of the Year.
The 2023 America Needs Farmers Wall of Honor recipients.
I guarantee you Bill Gates wasn't the one handing that out. Am I right?
Presented by the Iowa Farm
Blue, you
Bureau.
know what I mean. I know you know what I mean.
And the University of Iowa Athletics Departments. It is Brian Bulaga on Wilde and Tausch. Congratulations, our friend.
Uh-oh.
All right, so
Ben Bruss screwed
scenes,
this up. Bruss totally screwed
behind
this
the
up.
scenes, Ben Bruss.
I knew it. I knew nothing
is
good was coming
putzing
from
around
that.
in there
The
with
echoes.
Jesse when we're trying to get ready for Brian. And he's Jason Weldy. Can you hear me, Jason Weldy? And now we can't hear Brian.
It's the hardest.
This is like the best part of our literally. Like I think we've got a pretty good show. But Brian Bulaga's appearance with us every Wednesday,
I love it.
I would argue is the best thing we do all week, other than Tausch singing his headlines. It's the only thing that beats it.
This headline singing's brilliant. Yeah, I don't know what the heck Bruss did.
Some might say it's brilliant. Yes.
I think we're gonna. Do we need to go to break and try to get it back, Jesse, or what do you think?
I'm just gonna call him on the phone here.
Great stuff. Yeah, Bruss totally screwed. I don't know what are we. Why are we going?
He does not belong.
No, he doesn't
in
have
the
a clue what
production
he's
room.
doing. He barely can talk on the air when we do this. And he's back there jostling stuff. I wonder if this was a sabotage. Was he being a saboteur?
Oh, he's a saboteur. There was some malfeasance, as you like to say.
As we wait for Blue, I think.
I'm so irritated.
It's going to be very interesting to get his take on how things went this weekend, O-line wise, and the Josh Myers part. Elton Jenkins. I don't think Elton played great.
He did not.
I thought he had one of his tougher games. And now that holding penalty was garbanzo. You don't call that at that point in the game. That was not some egregious. His feet weren't beat. You don't get your feet beat. You don't get a flag.
So
not at
I
that point.
think I was talking to somebody about this yesterday.
Who
I
was
think
it?
the
Somebody that
Packers
knows what they're doing?
believe it is someone who knows.
Okay.
The Packers believe that was a makeup call because they believe that John Runyon got away with an egregious hold on the 29-yard catch and run on the play before by A.J. Dillon, and that officials are known on occasion when they miss one to then screw you over on the next one.
Yes. If that's the case, so be it. But that Elton Jenkins hold was garbanzo. The John Runyon Jr. very well could have been a complete takedown. And does that make it fair? No. And refs are human. They do that. There's no doubt about it.
Jesse, do we have Brian Bulaga with us?
We do. He's on a traditional phone call is what we're going with here.
We just wasted 6 minutes. We specially set this up. No,
We
we'll
did.
Should we just do a half hour with him? I'm on board with it.
Well, he's sticking around till 11:30. We're doing an hour and 5 minutes. Brian, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Good morning. What did Bruss do? Like, what's he doing messing around with stuff? What's he doing?
I don't know. I don't know why Jesse would let him back there.
You take one bathroom break.
You shouldn't. Not when Benny B comes in. You know he's up here to sabotage.
All right, start wearing Depends for the 3 hours that we do the show. All right, so Blue, we got a lot to get to. We're excited for your award, but we've covered that ground already. My question for you to start is this. Tausch got after me because I said on our Green Bay game night that I thought I had seen moments of brilliance and moments of talent and athleticism and potential and ability, but the brilliance really got him. And now I've spent every commercial break scouring the internet for brilliant plays by the Green Bay Packers and
How's
Jordan
that going?
Love.
How's that going?
It's going okay. I think I'm going to get the 6. I feel pretty good about it.
Okay.
But I feel like I have now become, and this is not in comparison to Tausch, just in general to the Packers fan base population and other media members, that now suddenly I'm like Mr. Optimism. And before, I was just getting killed for not being positive enough going into the season and being a doubter of how good Jordan Love was going to be this season. Where is your optimism meter? Where is your I still like this team or these aspects of this team meter? Where are you at after 6 games after what you've watched from your old team?
Yeah, right now my optimism is very low. Unfortunately, I still told Homer on the show on Monday that I still think this could be a playoff team based on how bad the NFC is. But my optimism right now lies in the defense because the defense is keeping them in ball games right now. And as long as they continue to do that, maybe the offense finds their footing. But from everything that I've seen, that you've seen, that Tausch has seen, that really everyone has seen, that's going to take longer than expected to just find their footing. Not even be super productive, but just be like average,
competent.
And that's the part. Yeah, that's the part I'm struggling with optimism is because they're not, like Tausch just said, they're not even showing signs of competence right now, and it's hard to have optimism when the product on the field is showing what it's showing. And there's a lot that goes into it. Believe me, there is. It's not one guy. It's not. But I've said it, and I was able to listen to a little bit before I got on, or before Bruss messed up my whole thing here. Before that happened, which I'm going to get after him on Thursday for that. Like I'm getting after him.
Crush him.
But the thing that I've talked about, and Tausch talked about it, and I've been saying it since week 2, and the offensive line is a problem. It's a problem. And what the caller said and what we all thought at the beginning of the season, we thought this was going to be a strength, and it looked like a strength with Bakhtiari and Elton and Tom, who look really good, who still looks really good. Probably the only bright spot on this line right now. And we thought Runyon would improve, and we thought Myers would improve. And And the caveat to this is Elton Jenkins is underperforming, which kind of blows my mind. And it's a weakness right now. And the weakness is causing this offense to sputter dramatically, because we can say Jordan Love can't make this throw or he can't make that throw, or but if you can't protect the quarterback and run the football, this is going to be the same old story every week. And that's just the way it is.
So, Brian, I agree, and I actually think we've examined this a bunch on our segments that we do together on this show, but I think people see it. Is Goody surprised? Do you think LaFleur is surprised? Because they built this team this year knowing their skill guys are the youngest we've ever seen, anticipating that this would be Aaron Jones, run the football, give Jordan Love the ability to play action pass, easy, consistent throws that he'll be able to make, get him a little confidence, and build, so these young guys on the perimeter will grow and get better and better. And the O-line has been kind of the part that has held this group back because they have not performed well. Really, has there been any game that you've looked at and said, man, they did a nice job?
Yeah. I'll answer the second part first. And the only game that we probably could say that was week 1, right? Like week 1 against the Bears. And, well, I'll say it again, and I've said it probably 100 times now. The Bears defense stinks. Like, it's bad. Like, it's just not a good defense. So, like, I expect them to play well against a defense of that caliber with no all-star D lineman, no true dude up front. So, like, that's kind of that one was kind of obvious. But after that, I think it's gotten progressively worse. And the talent they've gone against has gotten better as the season has gone along. Obviously, Atlanta doesn't have, like, a marquee guy besides the interior guy, Garrett or Jarrett. But
yep.
besides that, they've gone against stud DNs and stud players kind of as the season's progressing. It's only going to continue to progress to get better players. So, yeah, that, and then also I do think Goody and LaFleur thought this would be a strength coming in.
For sure.
You had to on paper, right? You looked at it, you saw Bakhtiari, even with the health, like you didn't know what you were going to get, but you still saw him on paper. He was in camp. He was ready to go. He played week 1. It looked really good. Then you look across the rest of the board, and you thought, we're going to get improvement from Myers. He has to. We're going to get improvement from Runyon. He has to improve. And then you had Elton, who's always a consistent Pro Bowl level player. And you look at that, and then the wild card Zach Tom, who's been fantastic, but the signs were there in camp and preseason. And you've gotten the exact opposite. Obviously, Dave's knee issue is what it is, and he's out. So now you got a replacement there. Elton has been underperforming. The center and the right guard, same as last year. And then the only bright spot is Zach Tom. So, yeah, it ends up being a group that you thought was going to be a strength is now one of your biggest weaknesses.
Brian, you played through your share of knee injuries. So did Tausch and Marco Rivera before him and all these guys. I really like Elton, so maybe I'm making excuses for him. But he was added to the injury report or listed as questionable for the game in Denver, and he didn't practice on Friday. Is it possible that when a player that we think is really good is not playing really well, that even though you're graded on how you play, regardless of injury, if you're out there, is it possible that this is affecting his performance and he is not the same player?
For sure. There could be something lingering going on that we don't really know about that is that's hampering him. Obviously, he gets added to the injury report. Something must have flared up in the knee, I would imagine. He didn't practice Friday. And, yeah, I mean, listen, there's things that – I've gone through it where you got something going on in a body part or a knee that hampers your performance in some way, shape, or form. But as you kind of said, and it was always expected of me from Campy and from the guys I played with and, from Coach McCarthy or LaFleur and Aaron, if I'm out there, I'm expected to play at a high level. There's
right.
there's no excuse for me because
no grading curve.
That's just the way it goes. Yeah, you get maybe a pat on the back saying way to fight through it, but if you play bad and you don't perform well, there's no pat on the back, right? It's just you didn't play well.
Kicking the keister.
Yeah, it's just you didn't play well. Like what what's going on? And then as a player, you start to get this self-doubt is, hey man, should I even be out here? My knees bother me. Should I be fighting? And there's a lot of things that go through your mind.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're out there, you're expected to play and play at a winning level. And unfortunately, that's just the cruel nature of the NFL. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
There's no excuse made for you, unfortunately.
Yeah, you start wondering, am I hurting the team? Would I be better off not? You got a lot of things going in your head. Blue, before we go to break, Zach Tom went in and played center for I don't know how many snaps. What did you think when he went in and played center? Because there was a really nice play up the middle. I think A.J. Dillon had one of his better runs when he was in the middle.
I did see that. I mean, I think it was a play. If I remember, if I didn't do the tally of plays, but I thought it was maybe two, but I think it was one. And yeah, he did good. I think, Wilde, you've been saying it that he can go anywhere and play. I mean, obviously, I've never seen him play center until the snap he took, and it was a pretty good run up the middle. So he can do it. I mean, obviously he can do it. I just worry about this week because you have the leading sack getter in the NFL coming into Lambeau and Danielle Hunter.
Old 99.
So I just don't know if this is the week you change it up from Tom playing right tackle to center or moving him around. I just don't think this is the week. Maybe I'm the outlier. I don't know.
No, I don't think you are. All right. More with Brian Bulaga. By the way, our buddy Jeff Passan of ESPN.com, who we're happy to still be on his accepting calls, even though we haven't talked to him in a while. Brewers manager Craig Counsell is interviewing for the same position with the Mets, per Jeff Passan. So we will continue.
That ain't great. He's just driving up the price. Just a little more cash from the Brew Crew.
Just leveraging. We'll see. More with Brian Bulaga, who would never leverage us like that. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Take it to the house this season and enjoy tailgating from your own backyard. Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. You can win game day gear for your next gathering by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Be sure to enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill, a Brewmate back tap for batch cocktails, or a Tito's football jersey. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 years old to enter. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
All right, Team Pella, listen up.
Thanks, John Kuhn. Customers love our products with limited lifetime warranties. Check out these big plays. Incredible innovations like blinds and shades between the glass.
No interference on that play, Coach.
And stylish windows with hidden screens that make game days a breeze.
Can it get any better?
It can. With monthly payments as low as $19 per window, $75 per patio door, and a free quote at PellaWI.com.
Let's go.
6.99 APR for 120 months. Certain restrictions apply. See show for details. Offers on 10/31/2023.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we've helped hunters gear up for the season for over 6 decades. So as you prep for this year's hunt, shop unbeatable deals on supplies to make your trip successful. Like 10 packs of Grabber hand warmers, just $5.99. 24 packs of Niagara drinking water, 4 for $12. Get $80 instant savings on 4 Goodyear tires or $30 instant savings on 2. Plus up to $100 in consumer rebates on select sets of 4.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Buck and Honey's in Monona is hosting the new Wisconsin Huddle Show featuring star Wisconsin athletes and CBS sports anchor Zach Hanley every Monday night at 6:30. A $30 ticket includes a reserved seat, meet and greet, and a themed tailgate-style dinner spread. Wisconsin Huddle airs on WISC CBS every Friday evening. Come be a part of the live taping of Wisconsin Huddle and get to know your favorite Wisconsin student athletes. Call B&H Monona to reserve your seat at 608-478-2618. We'll see you at Buck and Honey's.
Braylon Allen here for Iron Jock Performance Gear and Apparel. You know why Iron Jock says it's what's inside? It's the technology, the 4-way stretch, fit, and feel, the science that is built into the fabric. This isn't any ordinary clothing that you wear 5 times and the fabric breaks down. Iron Jock is tested and proven to kill 99.9% of the bacteria for the lifetime of the gear. It'll feel as new after 75 washes as it did the day you got it. Get yours at ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. Jim Rutledge here. You heard me talk about them for years. I have my big blue truck from Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. It is a Silverado. If you're in the market for a new or new to you Chevy Silverado or Colorado, I recommend Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. Go see my guy Dan out there. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Love is in the air and behind center for your favorite football team. SprayNet of Southern Wisconsin knows that the kitchen is the heart of your home. Let them help you fall in love with it again. In just a few days, SprayNet can have your kitchen cabinets looking like the day you first saw them. Their exclusive painting technology and technique will create a new look for your kitchen that is quick, affordable, and beautiful. Schedule an appointment today with Dale, the owner of SprayNet of Southern Wisconsin. Go to spraynet.com.
The host might be irrelevant, but the conversations aren't.
I don't think you're walking back to the locker room being like, yeah, that was a great way to lose, right? Like, that can't exist, right?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't exist.
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of, but back in Rutherford County, our crowd is second to none. You might not know them here in this big city we're in, but when I go back home, I've got some
Continuing with Brian Bulaga, who I hope he didn't have plans for the next 19 minutes of his day because we're not letting him go until maybe 10:55 or so. Brian, I know you and Tausch will get into tackle talk some more, but we did spend some time already on the offensive line. One of the things that I have said repeatedly in the last few weeks is that it feels to me that the head coach and offensive play caller, Matt LaFleur, is really struggling to figure out what he can call that he believes will be executed properly. And maybe he's being too conservative because he doesn't have enough confidence in all these young guys at the pass-catching positions. But it doesn't look good. When you watch this team and you watch the play calling, and you're not play calling guy generally, but are you seeing a conservatism, a reluctance to run more motion and more things to confuse the defense because it looks like he's worried about confusing his own guys? What do you see when you watch this offense from a play calling perspective?
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head right there. Like, this offense, I remember it clear as day when it was day one with us, all the motions and ghost motions and jet sweep motions, and it was hard to pick up because, you know, as linemen, you know, when these motions start happening, linebackers shift and bump and they move, and it changes your targets as an offensive lineman, and guys leave the box, and then, you know, maybe a safety drops down on the snap, and now you have to account for him, and he's number two. Like, things happen when you do a lot of these motions, but it happens for a positive, and it does that because it changes the eyes of the defense. It gets them looking one way, moving one way, and then you gain leverage and angles as an offensive lineman play side. It's the whole part of the run game because the 49ers do it. It's really successful. Tennessee was doing it when he was there, and it was very successful. And we did it for a while with LaFleur, and it was very successful. I think what you're seeing right now is there's not as much of that going on because I'm not sure that these guys understand how to identify this, how to pick that up, and how to act on this really fast in split seconds. When you have a young group that really doesn't trust their eyes or trust what they're going to see or trust the tape that they watch and how defenses react to certain things, the play caller knows that we're going to there's a chance we blow this assignment, or we blow this scheme, or we don't identify the right guy in the run game and we cut someone loose, or the receivers that do their crack replace, which is a big part of this offense, is the receivers adding into the run blocking unit don't block the right guy. So I think that's part of it. And obviously I think Coach LaFleur, I think he wants to do it, and because it's part of his identity. It's part of this offense's identity with the run game. But, man, when you continue to do it and it doesn't work, you have to dumb it down and make it more simplistic. But when you make it more simplistic, it's easier for the defense, and it's easier on the defense. So he's just caught in a hard spot right now because, like, I don't watch it and go, man, he should have taken a shot there, or we need to throw it 3 straight times. Like, I don't see that. I just see that he has to dumb things down so much that it's making it too easy on the defense. But it's not to blame him because his guys aren't executing the offense as it was built back in 2019 for us. So it's a complicated situation for him. It really is. Like, it's hard to watch, and I'm feeling for him because I know what he wants to do, and I know the way this offense should look, and it's just a shell of itself right now.
So what would you do? I mean, if you're in this position, and Matt LaFleur's taken a lot of shrapnel. I've been giving him a lot of shrapnel because I think this is the case where your system is kind of on trial. You now don't have the Hall of Fame quarterback because for as much love as he got, and I showered him with love and bouquets of flowers through those first 3 years, winningest coach in the history of the league through 3 years. And this was, well, Mark Murphy got up and said it. Well, this is going to look a lot different. You're going to do this. And he doesn't have the personnel to do what he wants. It's his job to put his guys in position to win. But if you simplify things, like you said, it's really hard because you're asking guys to do the most difficult part, which you don't have leverage on linebackers, and you're still running it, and it's not been successful. So at some point, don't you just say, and you're starting to hear a little bit of it, Matt LaFleur is not going to throw his players under the bus, and that's admirable. But at some point, you have to let your guys sink or swim. How do you figure out when that time is?
Yeah, I honestly think, like, it needs to happen sooner than later. Like, honestly, like, because you can't continue to do the same thing and let the guys kind of just do basic things and it continue not to work. You're going to have to challenge him. And I hope he starts doing it soon. And obviously what goes on in these meeting rooms probably isn't fun right now. Like, this isn't a fun time. No. So I can imagine that there's a lot of words being exchanged, but I'm hoping from an offensive standpoint, he starts going back to his core and his nature and starts doing a lot of the things that we're accustomed to seeing with this offense, with the motions and the jet sweeps and things of that, because that's what makes this offense tick. And a lot of these, and I got asked questions on Monday on the Homer Hour, why aren't we throwing the short slants and the quick slants and quick hitters that we used to see Aaron do? Well, we're not doing that for multiple reasons. The first reason is because defenses know they can stop the run with 6 guys. So when a defense knows they can stop the run with 6 guys, they know that they can drop back in flood zones and clog up those lanes that where the quick slants and quick hitters go. And a lot of those quick slants and quick hitters come off quick play action or jet sweep motion where he fakes it and pulls and turns and throws it real quick to the inside slant receiver or slot receiver, and it's a big game because all those guys bite up and you're able to get in behind the defense and hit that quick slant. And that's not available right now.
And that's what Jordan is really good at. That's when we've seen him have success in the preseason and other stuff is early down play action, getting behind those linebackers. But you're saying because defenses are not threatened at all by the run game, they're not bringing people down, and they're flooding those zones and making those throws a lot more difficult on Jordan. Fair?
Yeah, absolutely. Because now you're trying to squeeze balls into really tight zones, right? Like and crowded, right? Where you got DBs, you got linebackers, and now you're really crowding the zone. And for a quarterback that's young, that he's hearing everything already, his completion rate's down, his interceptions are up. He's not going to try to fit those balls in that zone. And it's just it's a very delicate balance right now of what they can do and what they can't do. And when the run game doesn't work, this offense is predicated off the run game. zone blocking, true pure zone blocking scheme, and movement of the linebackers, getting guys down to the box, 7-8 guys into the box, and being able to play action. And it's not there. And that's a big problem right now. And you can't say, well, that's Coach LaFleur's fault for not adapting to the personnel. They thought they had the personnel going into the season. They did. And you know what? Like we said it earlier, like they thought this unit up front was going to be a strength, and they can build off that. And you kind of saw some of that in preseason. I know Bakhtiari wasn't in, but we were talking about Jordan Love doing that in preseason because teams were getting ready for this offensive line to be able to do things in the run game, and they were preparing accordingly. Well, we got into real football. They did it against the Bears. Bakhtiari goes out. Elton goes out the second week, and now we can't run the ball. So defenses go, okay, we're not threatened by the run. Let's go back to how we know how to stop this offense and an inexperienced quarterback. Let's stop the run. Can we do it with 6? Can we do it with 7? Well, we can do it with 6 guys. So now we can dedicate more guys to confuse the quarterback and kind of get these receivers off their timing, and that's what's happened.
So you think be a little kinder to Matt LaFleur. This is not a Matt LaFleur deal. This is he doesn't have the horses to do what he wants. Is that what you're telling me?
Listen, like we can bang the drum that it's LaFleur's fault, it's this, it's that. It's always going to go to the head coach first and down to the players. It's been that way the longest time, especially with NFL fan bases. They want someone's head on a platter, right? And their first thought is always going to be to go at the head coach. And it's understandable. I get it. He's got to change the scheme. They got to do this. They got to do that. But like this scheme has been built over 5 years now. So like this isn't a new head coach getting into this with brand new players like it was in 2019 and having to kind of figure out who can do what. This is a program that's been building, and they've drafted these guys, and they've been developing these guys and this and that to fit this scheme. And now when everything kind of goes haywire and the scheme was built for a certain type of player to do certain things, and those players are now injured or can't play or aren't playing up the level or haven't developed, that causes a big problem. So, like, sure, we can say part of it's Matt LaFleur. We could say he needs to do X, Y, and Z, which I don't know what X, Y, and Z is, because I always ask fans when they call in, and, well, what would you like him to do? What would you like to see? How do you want him to call the game?
Win.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, win. Okay, obviously. Like, I understand that, but like, what do you think he should do better? Do you think he should just keep play actioning when we can't run the ball and see if someone bites on it? Like, you can't do it, or just keep having Love chuck it down the field to Watson and hopefully the kid high points the ball. Like, we just can't keep doing it. So like, it's just one of those things that they have to try to find a rhythm to this offense, and they're struggling with it right now. It's a deep struggle, and I'm hoping, right, that they start to slowly find the groove and that the defense continues to play at the level that they're playing, because that's the only reason why these games are close right now.
Yeah,
the only reason.
The first halves have been just brutal to watch offensively the last month. The question I have, and Jason and I discussed this the other day, how much time are you giving? Because you're right. There's obviously a thought process by Matt to say, well, I can't do all this stuff. This isn't rocket science, man. Like, we're not going through and breaking down algebraic equations. How long do you think these guys, Watson and Dobbs, they've been there 2 years. They should know everything, right? And as far as the young guys, Reed, I don't think there's been a ton of mental errors by Reed. Is it really that much to ask to know where you need to line up and what you're supposed to do? Am I asking too much of the O-line to know, oh, you know what, this guy came down and replaced, you now have to go here? Because I don't think, I understand, you had all off-season and you've had all the training camp. At some point, you're like, it's your job to know where to go. Jason thinks I'm being a little too hard on him. What say you?
No, I agree. You should know where to go. Like,
it's not that hard, man.
It's not. Like, and the thing that I always like is like confident players and competent players that know the scheme, know defenses, that are ball players, right? Like, and that's at the end of the day, like, you could say like, oh, we don't need an older veteran group, or those guys, older veteran guys, they get it. And they see things that other guys don't, and they're able to anticipate things that other guys can't, or younger guys can't at this point. Obviously, there's young guys in the league that are great offensive linemen and great players and pick up things super fast, and they're studs. Like, I get that. It's not 100% true that veteran guys are better than younger players. I'm not saying that. But in the offensive line world, the more you see, the more accustomed you are to anticipating things, reacting to things on the fly. Nothing really rattles you when stuff happens. And you watch it with this group up front and with the receivers. When things aren't a perfect look, they seem lost, or they don't know what to do, or they're not confident with the movements they're taking. And when you're not confident with the movements you're taking, especially up front where it's such close quarter combat where you got to get on an aiming point. You got to take a certain angle, and it has to be fast. And you're not confident in that, you're going to lose the block, or you're going to lose leverage on a route or something like that. And that's what we're seeing. Like, they're not playing fast because they're not confident. And when you're not confident, that means you're not really seeing the full picture of what's going on in front of you, and that's a problem. And that's kind of where when I watch this group and I rewatch it and I watch it and I watch it and I rewind it, it just seems like they're playing slower than what you're accustomed to seeing the Green Bay Packers offensive line play under Matt LaFleur.
Brian, we and farmers in Iowa and everywhere, thank you for your service.
That analysis, Jason, was brilliant. Okay? That was brilliant.
I would say it was really good.
Thanks.
Oh, okay, great. No.
Brian, you're the absolute best. Unlike the officiating crew that cost your Hawkeyes the game
was
with
a
that
bad
questionable call.
Bad.
Sorry, buddy.
Oh, that was brutal. That was brutal.
It was. Kirk Ferentz bit his tongue very impressively, though, after the game. All right, buddy, I will talk to you when you are the doctor and you're on with Homer on the Homer Hour tomorrow. And we, as a group, will talk to you next week. Thanks, pal.
All right, guys. Sound good. Take care.
That is the fantastic Brian Bulaga.
Brilliant Bulaga. Triple B, baby. Brilliant. Brian Bulaga.
Brilliant
Triple B.
Brian Bulaga.
Triple B. That's his new nickname. Wilde and Tausch with the Triple B Hour. That's what we're going to call it.
All right, and then we'll talk about the Double P prize picks next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tauscher here, reminding you there is no better product and no better taste than delicious Grassland Butter. But whether you're tailgating Saturday night college football kickoff with a full meal, including delicious dinner rolls or sandwiches, or you're up and at 'em early on Sunday for a noon game, be sure that Grassland Butter is part of your game day spread. Grassland has been producing the highest quality butter from farm to table since 1904. That's more than 5 generations. And the key to that success after all these years is the hard work of dairy farmers all across Wisconsin who produce the high-quality ingredients that give Grassland its rich flavor. Learn more about Grassland's story and check out some creative new recipes to try out before the holidays at grasslandbutter.com. Remember, there is no better product and no better taste than Grassland Dairy, crafting butter for 5 generations.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Stoughton Trailers. Big trailers and big opportunity at Stoughton Trailers. Positions now open in production, operations, finance, sales, engineering, supply chain, and more. To apply today, go to stojobs.com. Former Wisconsin wide receiver and kick returner David Gilreath, most known for his opening kickoff return in 2010 against Ohio State, was on the Mr. Relevant podcast this week and said patience is a virtue under first-year head coach Luke Fickell.
I give him grace. You have to give him some grace to bring in his offense philosophy, his defense philosophy, his own recruits, and give him some time. But it's tough when you have to come in after a couple of legends.
Find the full conversation with former Badger David Gilreath on Wisconsin On Demand or wherever you get your podcast.
Badger Minutes on ESPN Wisconsin are brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule an appointment online today at PellaWI.com.
Grassland Dairy is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin and sustained by innovation. Since 1904, the Wietrich family has worked with hundreds of dairy farmers to consistently produce the highest quality dairy products. Grassland's commitment to quality starts with the way their dairy farmers care for their cows and carries through every step of their innovative processing and delivery. They are proud to offer a wide range of reliable and nutritious dairy ingredients. Grassland Dairy is family owned in Wisconsin and has been crafting butter for 5 generations.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesch Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, serviced, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
It's spooky season, and that means spooktacular savings at Metro Ford of Madison. Get into a stylish 2023 Ford Edge at 0% APR financing for 66 months to qualified credit, $16.43 per 1,000 borrowed. Or the popular Ford F-150 for 3.9% APR for 66 months to qualified credit, $15.15 per 1,000 borrowed. Also included is a new 4K big screen smart TV with the purchase of a new vehicle. Spooktacular savings are at Metro Ford of Madison. Search inventory at metrofordofmadison.com.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. Win game day gear by entering to win at titostailgate.com. Enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill or a Brewmate. For official rules, visit titostailgate.com. Must be 21 plus to enter.
Can bang the drum that it's LaFleur's fault, it's this, it's that. It's always going to go to the head coach first and down to the players. It's been that way the longest time, especially with NFL fan bases. They want someone's head on a platter, right? But, this scheme has been built over 5 years now. This isn't a new head coach getting into this with brand new players like it was in 2019 and having to kind of figure out who can do what. This is a program that's been building, and they've drafted these guys, and they've been developing these guys and this and that to fit this scheme. And now when everything kind of goes haywire and the scheme was built for a certain type of player to do certain things, and those players are now injured or can't play or aren't playing up the level or haven't developed, that causes a big problem.
That is the brilliant Brian Bulaga, and if you missed his time with us or only caught part of it, you can catch the entirety of that conversation on WisconsinOnDemand.com and the Wisconsin On Demand app. He's right about everything he says there, and they did build this team on an offense that's been in place, and you can say that till the cows come home, but most of the guys that are running or participating in the offense haven't been in it as long as it's existed in Green Bay.
Yeah, he's made me pause a little bit. I still think Matt LaFleur has handled this. It has not been good. I'm going to stand by that, but it does make you pause. The problem I have is it's your job as a coach to figure out, okay, how can I make this work? You want your guys to not think. You want them to just go play. There's no doubt what Brian, another point that I thought Brian brought up that was brilliant was guys are playing slower. You're not seeing guys screaming to get up to that second level. You're not seeing the fire coming off the line of scrimmage.
It's true.
And that's partially you're mixing and matching guys and not having any consistency. But I do think there's also a part of it that I don't necessarily know if these guys necessarily always know what their right combinations are. That you want to know where you can start getting to the point where you're making fake calls with your O-linemen so that you can fool the defense. It feels like they're years away from that.
So would you say your performance on Prize Picks lately has been brilliant or just pretty good?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I had a great weekend again last weekend. I went with Jordan Love more. He's been running the ball. He's been brilliant when he's gotten out of the pocket and he's been running. And Prize Picks is brilliant. Daily fantasy sports made easy. The legal way to place player props in Wisconsin. And playing it is simple. You pick 2 to 5 players. You take it over or more or less on their projections. And Prize Picks does something unique. You can have mixed sports entries. So you can go cricket, you can go NHL, and you can go NFL. That's what you can do if that's what you're looking for. You can go also go use that promo code WI. You receive an instant match up to 100. So you go to prizepicks.com or download the Prize Picks app. Use the promo code WI, and you put 100 in, Prize Picks gives you 100. Again, daily fantasy sports made easy. Go to prizepicks.com to get started today.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch kicks off next. Stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Mark Tosher here for Chalmers Jewelers. Well, it's always a good time to get that special someone in your life a beautiful gift. And when I'm in need of a new piece of jewelry, Chalmers Jewelers is my go-to place. Whether I want a timeless classic or a one-of-a-kind piece, Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison has just what I'm looking for. My life has been made so much easier thanks to the great team over at Chalmers Jewelers, and is the reason I keep going back for more. Visit chalmersjewelers.com to find your perfect new piece of jewelry today.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center, brought to you by ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day. Join hosts Colin Russo, Brad Nortman, Chris Orr, and Adam Mertz 2 hours before and immediately after every Wisconsin football game this season on ESPN Wisconsin and Wisconsin On Demand. The Green Bay Packers back at practice today as they continue preparations for Sunday's contest at Lambeau Field, hosting the rival Minnesota Vikings. Kickoff is set for noon. The line on the game is a straight pick'em. Packers, of course, enter Sunday's game having lost 3 straight with an overall record of 2-4 on the season. So where's the optimism for the remainder of this year and this Sunday against the Vikings? Head coach Matt LaFleur.
The thing that gives me a lot of hope is just knowing the response that I see from our team in the locker room, in the meeting rooms, on the practice field. These guys aren't afraid of a challenge, and right now we have a challenge.
Sure do. Brian Bulaga just joined Wilde and Tausch. If you missed any of the conversation, find it on Wisconsin On Demand, wherever you get your podcasts. College football, the Badgers have a challenge of their own Saturday night. 14.5-point underdogs hosting third-ranked Ohio State. 2-hour Great Dane Huddle tonight from 6 to 8. Getting you ready.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Which will include not one, but two, a double dose of brilliant Wisconsin geography trivia. So be ready for that. That's coming up next. But first, Jeff Saturday and Dan Graziano.
Boy, I don't know if I'm ready for this. After that get-up, dust-up that you and I had yesterday, I'm nervous about any get-up quotes that come out. That was a little gnarly yesterday. I had some text messages. That was awkward. Was it?
I didn't think it was awkward.
Get Up, Dust Up would have been a better podcast.
That is pretty catchy.
Get Up, Dust Up?
Yeah.
I'm on board with that. We have to get Erica involved. I am a little worried. Erica, since A-Rod's left, been a lot less Erica.
She's been texting.
Okay, I haven't seen the text, so I'm just telling you what I feel.
But there was a discussion of Jordan Love. And by the way, awkward or not, I still feel like, and look, I'm not an aficionado of that show, but bringing in Aaron Rodgers' name into your discussion of Jordan Love certainly is designed to make it more compelling.
Well, no blank.
Okay, but again, of all the problems the Packers have, Jordan Love trying to be Aaron Rodgers, I don't think is toward the top of the list.
I totally agree with that. And you know what? I think as a former O-lineman, I have to admit my biases too. I never have any problems admitting when I'm biased towards people. I have probably, and it's not that I've been nice or too soft on the O-line. I maybe have not accentuated what Brian has done a very good job of, has been hypercritical of this group. And I don't think it's gotten enough love for the reasoning why this offense has looked the way it has. We saw it against a bad Bears front where you weren't really threatened, and they were able to be pretty successful with what they're doing. Everything always starts up front. And I think to Goody's, I guess, looking at it, I think he really thought he was shored up and in a strong spot. That's why he brought back David Bakhtiari at that big salary. And he paid Elton Jenkins. He thought, I have this. This will help guide us through these troubled waters. And then Aaron Jones. And when you take out Aaron Jones and D-Bach and Elton Jenkins and you just think that everything is going to go back to normal, that has not been the case. This group has run the football very poorly. And we've tried to blame A.J. Dillon. We've put it on Patrick Taylor. We've put it on everybody. And I'm going to admit to everybody that listens, I overlooked this piece of it. I would say if you're going to put the pie chart of blame, they need to be in the mix on that too. Because I think that group, I didn't expect a ton from the young receivers. I thought it would be a little bit of a struggle bus. Didn't think it'd be this much. But we're putting a lot on Jordan because quarterbacks always drive things. Conversations, that's how this league is diagnosed. That's just how it is. But offensively, I think the O-line has been disappointing, and I think it has been a big part of why this group has looked the way that it has.
Yes, wildly inconsistent, no doubt about that. All right, so the conversation on Get Up was about Jordan Love. And before we play what Jeff Saturday says, I think we need to play what Dan Graziano answers when Greeny asks him.
Nervous. Thinking some dust-ups are coming. Gotta admit,
I am not a huge Jeff Saturday fan.
I love a good dust-up, though.
But
I do.
I know you do.
We've never had like a Wilde and Tausch bench-clearing brawl before.
We've had one where there was a time I wanted to, but that was way back. And I know Jason knows what I'm talking about. I know he does.
Dan Graziano is asked by Greeny.
Oh, it was brilliant when that happened, though. Hey, Graziano's point of view is not brilliant here, but
wow. About Jordan Love being replaced to the Packers starting quarterback.
Hey, Dan, if I said Jordan Love might not be the Packers quarterback next year, would that be fact or fiction?
It was tough, but I'm going to lean toward fact. He does not look good. He does not, he's not a rookie. Remember, this is 3 years worth of development in the league. Accuracy, a major problem at this point. And remember, that contract extension they gave him was really team favorable. They could keep him around as a backup if they want to try and upgrade next year. So I think he's on thin ice.
Wow.
I don't think he's on thin ice at this point, by any stretch.
I don't think so either. It's amazing. I will say this, Aaron Rodgers, who says some things that I'm never quite sure what he's trying to accomplish when he talks to Pat McAfee. One thing he has been right about, because he's seeing it with Zach Wilson and he's seeing it with his replacement in Green Bay, is that in today's hot-takery sports discourse, the narrative changes on you really quickly.
Week to week, some would say.
2 weeks ago, 2 weeks into the season, Jordan Love was just the latest in the succession of great Packers quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And now, on the same program, he's not going to be the starter next year. This is what happens, and Aaron Rodgers is right about that, even if you think he's wrong about other things. Now, speaking of people who think that Graziano was wrong, is Jeff Saturday. And here is how Jeff Saturday responded to that on First Take on ESPN.
Let's talk about this is the youngest offensive skill group in the league.
Yes, it is.
I mean, so when you're talking about a young, whether he's a rookie or not, the guy hasn't played football.
Yeah.
So he's playing football. All his receivers are just learning how to play football.
Right.
tight ends are learning how to play football. It matters. Like, timing matters, understanding where guys are going to be, how they're going to fit in the offense. So are they calling conservative games? For sure, but probably for a reason, because everybody has to figure this thing out together. They have to be patient. They have to develop it. It's not like you're plug and playing with a guy who's got receivers everywhere making play after play. So I'm not going to panic quite yet, just like my man Graz did.
So, Tausch, somewhere in the middle here is, and this is the problem, is both are problematic, right? Jordan Love's performance is problematic. Some of that responsibility falls to him, that he has to be better. Some of it is, as Brian Bulaga talked about, Matt LaFleur not really feeling confident in guys being able to execute things, including the guys up front who were supposed to be kind of the bedrock of this offense. So he's got to be better. And then when Jeff Saturday points out, as we have repeatedly, or I have repeatedly, about all these young guys, you made a point while we were talking to Brian that you got to know where to line up. You got to. That's your job. Doesn't matter if you're a young player or not. You have to be understanding the playbook enough to know where you're supposed to be. Whether or not you get confused by motion and everything else, again, I think that that's a young person problem. You can say that you don't think so. The bottom line is, if the play caller doesn't think you can do those things, that's where the trouble starts. And that's what I think Matt LaFleur is doing. So maybe we're not seeing, to Jeff Saturday's point, what these young guys are even capable of because the coach is trying to protect them. Where do you fall on what Jeff Saturday said?
I thought Saturday's points were really good. I thought that, when you start talking about all of those things, but Jeff was a coach in this league. He jumped into a bad situation. He didn't make it any better. You still have we just talked about the injury, and when you're not feeling great, you're out there playing. You don't put people out there that can't do it. And the problem with this roster is that there's nobody else to go to. Like, you're going to have young players. So you have to hyper-emphasize certain packages and give maybe, let's take a little bit off of Jaden Reed and let's put Dontavion Wicks in some of these packages. So if Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs don't know, then that's a coaching thing. They've been here, they've had 2 off seasons. The stuff is in. Like, you need to know. And I think Romeo Doubs knows. I think you feel really good about that. And I think it's with Christian Watson. I haven't heard everybody that's talked about him said he's really smart and he knows what he's doing. So where's the disconnect? Is it with the guys up front? Is it that Aaron Rodgers did all of the checks and all the stuff? Because I think Jordan Love can do all that too. And I don't know if he is. And so the question is, when do you just say, you know what? I am going to put it on the players. I have this system. We've done it. We're not asking these guys to split an atom. We're asking them to line up, run a motion, and execute the play. And if you can't do that, maybe we don't have the right people. That's what because you can't just sit there and continue to say, well, they have to keep growing. Yeah, you have to grow. Yeah, the mistake you make, coaches always tell you, don't make the same mistake twice. Oh, Musgrave ran the wrong route. I chewed your tail. Don't do it again. Is that hard? No, it's not. That's life. You learn from your mistakes. Is this group learning from its mistakes, or does he feel less confident doing more now than he did week 1? And if that's your question for LaFleur today, do you feel more confident you can add more stuff than you did week 1? And if that answer is no, that's a coaching issue.
Yeah, you're right. Let me write that down so I remember to ask that. Yeah. What was that again? Feel more
Go back
confident.
to Wisconsin on demand.
I don't have time for that. I've got to get through all the brilliant plays that I have to find the video of.
A little short. In essence, what I'm saying is, have you added more things to the docket since week 1? Because if you haven't, and you've had to I guess, dumb it down, if that's the way you want to put it.
Ooh, that's not going to get it.
No, don't say dumb it down, but you know the gist of what I'm trying to say.
I do. And I think it's a really good question that is something that I'm going to need to ask. I just need to figure out how the hell I'm going to ask it without, because you're right. If he's dumbing things down and going on a downward trajectory with his, complexity of his offense.
Dude, there's nothing that coaches
instead of
hate,
upward.
There's nothing that coaches hate more than lining up, and let's just say a tight end, and you have this concept, and he makes a mistake. Okay, I'm going to coach him up. And then you go through it, you watch film, and then the next day you come out and you're running that same play, and if he screws up again, you know what they do? Take that play out, and if you had more players, you'd say, get him out of there. We can't do it. We can't
Let
execute
somebody else
it.
there. Right.
And when you don't have that, then you just say, all right, we'll scrap this. Okay, bring this play in because I think he can do it. That's a crappy way of trying to organize an offense.
We are going to play dueling trivia, double-dose trivia of Wisconsin geography trivia. Does that mean we'll get a latitudinally and a longitudinally?
Maybe.
We'll have to find out. All right. Caller 6 and caller 12. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Caller 6 and caller 12. This worked brilliantly the first time we did it.
This was really fun.
I'm a little nervous
you know what I'd like
that we
is
won't
for
execute as
our
well
two
as we did the
callers,
first time.
whoever they may be, to become friends. Caller 6 and caller 12 working together, and then they end up going to get a coffee. This would be a fun way of
they're competing.
No, they're not. They're both are going to get a chance to get 4 entries. Nobody's competing. It's like Prize Picks. You're not competing against others. You're competing against.
Actually, I think you are competing against.
No,
others.
You're not. You're trying to do the best you can, and then you give the entries. They're not in here arm wrestling to see who wins.
I thought we were going to add this bonus of you could steal the other person if they got it wrong.
I don't think we're there yet, but I like that idea.
Caller 6 and caller 12, 844-770-3776. We'll play trivia times 2 next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Hey everyone, Molly Brown here from ESPN Madison. For the best Southwestern food and margaritas in the Madison area, it's always Pasquale's Cantina for me. Whether I'm enjoying my favorite taco salad, their awesome chips and guac, or one of their famous burritos, Pasquale's is the best for authentic Southwestern fare. Plus, they have one of the largest tequila selections around. Visit one of their locations in Verona or Middleton today, or check out their menu and order online at Pasquale'sCantina.com.
Bringing the flavors of the Southwest to the Midwest. Pasquale's Cantina.
When you want to show just how you feel, come to Chalmers Jewelers. Our custom jewelers have been working day and night to come up with the most amazing custom jewelry. Truthfully, in the 30 years I've been in business, we have the largest inventory of custom jewelry that we have ever had. Amazing prices, amazing selection, and one-of-a-kind pieces. Come see our incredible variety at either location or chalmersjewelers.com.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, home of the Big Win and Madison Casino Guru, is transforming guests into winners. Making an ordinary day into a big win day is easy with a 95% average payout. And with over 140 daily jackpots, the number of people winning has never been bigger. So what are you waiting for? Escape to Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison for your next big win.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Get your team ready. Registration for Madison School and Community Recreation's Winter Adult Basketball Leagues is now open. Jesse Nelson here. With nearly 200 teams participating, nights are filling up fast. MSCR adult basketball leagues offer fun for every level of player and welcome all participants. Put together a women's, men's, or all-gender team for 8 weeks of play beginning on January 8th. For more information and to register, go to mscrsportsleagues.org.
With over 25 years of experience, TLC Laser Eye Centers is a leader in LASIK. TLC has performed over 2.3 million LASIK procedures nationwide, including treatment for over 10,000 doctors and professional football player Kirk Cousins.
TLC Laser Eye Centers is a brand that's proven and can be trusted. This was not a procedure I wanted to cut corners on. I wanted to get the best quality and the best doctors and make sure that it was done to the highest level. And I felt that TLC was the brand that would do that, and so it made the decision easy for me and for my wife.
Come see why TLC is the doctor's choice for LASIK and the choice for Kirk Cousins. Right now, TLC Laser Eye Centers is offering $1,000 off LASIK when treated in November. That's $500 off per eye plus guaranteed financing. Visit tlcoffer.com today to schedule your free consultation. Must mention this promotion and be treated in November of 2023 to qualify. $1,000 off for both eyes on standard wavelength price. $500 off for one eye. Cannot be combined with any other offers. See details at tlcoffer.com.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
When I was a young boy living in the city, all I did was run. Staring at the lights, they look so pretty. Mama said, son, you're gonna grow up, you're gonna get old. All that glitter don't turn to gold. But until then, just have your fun. Boy, run. Yeah, run. When I was a young kid living in the city, all I did was pay. Never single dime back, good Lord, give me. I can make it last 3, 4, 5 days. Living it up, but living down low. Chasing that luck before I get old. Looking back, oh, we had some fun. Boy, run.
So I feel a little bit like Matt LaFleur. You know, we had that first time where we did this, and it went really well, kind of like that first Bears game. Yeah. Kind of felt like everything you called was working. Now we're going to do it again, and now I kind of feel like our offense is closer to how it looked against the Lions in the first half, maybe. But we're going to give it a shot. Dueling piano-style trivia. 2 contestants, 6 questions.
Oh, Scuba Chad, I think, is one of them.
Boy, whatever happened to him? We'll have to ask him. Yeah. It's been a while. All right, let's welcome in our contestants. And one is a first-time caller. But he's a building, not a name. Church in Elkhorn. Church, good morning. How are you?
Gentlemen, nice to talk to you.
Is that a first name, last name, nickname? What is that?
Last nickname. Churchwell is the full name, last name.
Churchwell. Everybody call you Churchy? Churchy?
Churchy.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yes.
So we've got Churchy on line 1, and the legendary, although he's been AWOL for a while.
I think he's been doing scuba diving lessons is what I think he's been doing.
Scuba Chad. Hey, it's Jaybird, Scuba Chad. How you been?
Jaybird, I'm back.
Where the hell have you been, man?
I've been out of town working.
Okay,
I've been
I'm
out of
listening to
town
the
working,
podcast.
just watching some Jeopardy, getting ready to come back and come out of retirement.
All right. Well, here we go. It's, as Tausch says.
If Green Lake is on here today as a question to Scuba Chad, I will be amazed that symmetry happened. But all right, what do we got?
All right, and because we're doing Wisconsin geography trivia, that means that I've got all 6 questions.
Thank you for your service.
So let's start first with Churchy. And question 1.
I am muting Scuba Chad while Church gets his questions because I
probably a
feel
good
like
idea.
Scuba Chad would really mess this up.
I think it's probably not a bad idea.
I think it's a brilliant idea. All right, here we go. Question 1, Church, is this. Oh, my gosh, right out of the chute. latitudinally. Which of these Wisconsin cities is located the farthest south? The farthest south. Is it Menominee Falls, Park Falls, or we got to get to Chippewa Falls?
We got to get to Chippewa Falls.
Menominee Falls.
Yes, sir. I agree. I agree with Churchy.
All right, now, Scooby.
Oh, boy.
Here is your question one.
We got Scooby and Scrootsy here today.
Churchy, Scooby, and Scootsy.
Longitudinally, which of these Wisconsin cities is located the farthest east? Farthest east. Is it Menominee Falls, Park Falls, or we got to get to Chippewa Falls?
We got to get to Chippewa Falls.
Scooby?
Say them again. It was Menominee Falls, Park Falls.
Chad, they're the same as the last question. Menominee Falls, Park Falls, Chippewa Falls.
Park Falls.
I disagree. I think it's going to be Menominee Falls.
That's a shame.
You guys are rooting against Scuba Chad, aren't you? Scuba Chad, I feel like these guys are rooting against you. I feel that. I don't know if you do.
He's intentionally difficult.
But anyways,
He's not
I only
being
won this thing
difficult.
4 times.
He's a 4-time champ.
How many times?
The Ken Jennings of this somehow.
Ken Jennings of
How many
trivia.
times? But how many times have you gotten your actual prize pack?
Well, that's a fair question.
Oh, he's
too.
muted now. Oh, go figure. Back to church.
All right, question 2, Churchy. Is this Wisconsin Badgers cornerback Hunter Wohler?
Oh, has he been good?
In-state recruit. Ask Otzi. Hunter Wohler was named AP State Player of the Year for the 2020 fall football season. Which high school did Hunter Wohler attend? Was it Wanakee, Muskego, or La Crosse Aquinas?
Aquinas.
Just a scouting report for future reference. If you ever hear Muskego, Muskego's going to be the right answer.
Typically,
with
that
Jesse.
is how this works. Yeah, that's typically correct. Yeah.
Come on, Churchy.
All right.
Church
Now-
Stern.
All right, now to Scooby. All right.
Scrutiny and Scooby. You guys could do a podcast together. Scuba and Scrutiny.
All right,
Are you
question
going to
2.
give him all the cupcake questions, or are you going to what?
Well, yeah, he just got it
You
wrong,
literally had
though.
the same exact question. First one, Scoobs. It was the exact same question.
All right, here we go. Question 2 for Scooby. Wisconsin Badgers running back Braylon Allen was named AP State Player of the Year for the 2021 spring football season. Which high school did Braylon Allen attend? Is it Kenosha Tremper, Fond du Lac, or Verona?
Kenosha Trumper.
That's a shame.
Fond du Lac.
Fond du
correct
Lac.
Answer. Some might say that was a cupcake question, and yet you got it wrong. Question 3 for Church.
It's kind of good having a hero and a villain for trivia to root for.
This
makes for good drama.
Question 3. I did not know this. This is interesting to me. Located in Pepin County, which I didn't even know was a county, but Tausch knows all of these. Which of these Wisconsin cities is named after, but spelled differently than, a U.S. state? Okay? Which one of these is a U.S. state, but spelled differently? Is it Arkansas, New Jersey, or Wyoming? Which one of those is an actual Wisconsin city town in Pepin County?
Wyoming.
Why separate knob? Why? No. Unfortunately, Arkansas.
I would have guessed Arkansas, but I didn't feel great about it.
Spelled S-A-W at the end. All right.
That's how it should be. We've had this conversation before. Arkansas is somehow saw, but that's
all right. So for those of you scoring at home,
oh no.
Right now, Churchy with 1 out of 3. Scuba Chad 0 for 2 with a chance to. They're not competing with each other, of course. They're just competing against these questions. All right, Scooby, your last shot at getting one right and not taking the 0 for 3.
It won't be 0 for 3. Don't you automatically get an entry?
Yeah, you have one entry already.
I appreciate the correction, but it would be 0 for 3.
I've won it with one entry before.
It would be 0 for...
doesn't even care if he gets it right.
Would be 0 for 3 on answering questions.
I'm just happy that I got that I called in and I got the 12th call.
Yeah, we're happy too. All right, here we go. Last one.
Yeah.
Located in Richland County.
Hey, Bird.
You want the question or you just want to forfeit?
It won't be a forfeit. Go ahead. Let's go.
Well, it would be a forfeit if you don't get to answer the question because we hang up on you. All right, here we go. Last question. Get it right. You got this, Scooby. Come on. Located in Richland County, what is the correct pronunciation of the Wisconsin city spelled Gotham? All right, so there's a Wisconsin city in Richland County spelled Gotham. Is it correctly pronounced Gotham, Gotham, or Gotham?
Gotham.
Is it a big pork-producing county and it would be Gotham?
Really?
Gotham.
Interesting.
Pronunciation.
Why?
I don't know. I didn't know this existed
What do you mean
either.
you don't know? Jesse?
I found these from Discover Wisconsin. Great resource for Wisconsin geography.
We discovered
Wednesday.
a lot today.
But you're not going to give us any, like, why it's Gotham?
Can't tell you why it is.
Okay.
It is Gotham. Gotham is how we pronounce that.
I should have asked for the Latin.
Yeah, Latin root. What the root of it would have been.
Yeah, I didn't know they were doing a crypt spelling bee or whatever.
All right, well, Scuba Chad, you're correct. You do have one entry for being the 12th caller. You only have one entry. But, as you said, you won once upon a time that way, so good luck to you. We asked
four times, by the way. I mean, if you're going to say not once, it's 4.
All right, if we're going to be sticklers,
let's be accurate.
Did you win
Let's be accurate.
Did you win all 4 times with only one entry?
All I know is I got four
Okay.
jars of pickles.
All right, well, get your facts straight, and then we'll check back in. All right, meanwhile.
Oh, snap.
Churchy, you got one right, so you have 2 entries. We asked 6 questions today. We got 1 correct answer.
Oh, God.
This will go down as one of the worst trivias of all time.
It's a tough day for the trivia crew.
This is like the Lions game. I told you we were feeling good the first time, and now we played the Lions.
Oh, God.
Church, thanks for playing, buddy. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you so much, gentlemen.
Churchy. Wait, who would guess that Churchy would get 1 and absolutely crush the competition this morning?
But they're not competing with each other. They're just competing against the questions.
That was tough sledding there.
All right, so that's the end of our second attempt at dueling trivia. 1 question out of 6.
So I just got a text message from my boy Clussy, and how do you say it? Gotham? Gotham. There's a bar named the Bat Cave.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, sure.
I like that, yeah. All right. That went poorly.
That was not good. Boy, with Scuba Chad, you just never know what you're going to get, do you?
No, you have a pretty good idea what you're going to get.
Watch, he'll win again this week, too.
All right, that's trivia.
If he's that smug and he wins with one entry, I'm going to be so irritated.
His smugness level was high.
He was smuggy. He was definitely Smuggy McGee. That is it for trivia. Whoa, Nelly will hopefully go better. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Before and after every Wisconsin football game, the party rolls on with ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light.
Hey, it's former Wisconsin punter Brad Nortman. Join Chris Orr, Colin Russo, and me at Liberty Station on Rimrock Road for what we hope is a celebration after the Wisconsin-Ohio State game. That's this Saturday on ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day.
ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, before and after every Wisconsin football game on 100.5 ESPN.
Ruggability. We straight made that word up. How else to describe the otherwise indescribable rugged, capable, incredible versatility and affordability of a Honda SUV? Car and Driver calls Honda the winningest brand in 10 best history. Your kids will call it totally lit. But we like ruggability, and you'll like the incredifantabulous deals, so see your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin.
We're here.
You brought me to a cornfield to see a scarecrow?
Well, the mortgage lender said the money for our home is in Scarecrow.
I think they said escrow.
Oh.
There's a lot to learn when buying your first home. That's why UW Credit Union offers home loans with local expertise and a lowest closing cost commitment to make the journey easy. UW Credit Union. Apply today. Equal housing lender.
Investing in commercial real estate is never simple. From acquiring a property to managing the day-to-day, even the best investors need a partner they can trust. Rely on the agents at RE/MAX and the Preferred Commercial Group to build your desired lifestyle in real estate. Whether you want someone to take the wheel or just need a second opinion, head to commercialwisconsin.com/ESPN and find an investment partner to lead the way to your property dreams today. That's commercialwisconsin.com/ESPN.
All right, Team Pella, listen up.
Thanks, John Kuhn. Customers love our products with limited lifetime warranties. Check out these big plays. Incredible innovations like blinds and shades between the glass.
No interference on that play, Coach.
And stylish windows with hidden screens that make game days a breeze.
Can it get any better?
It can. With monthly payments as low as $19 per window, $75 per patio door, and a free quote at PellaWI.com.
Let's go.
6.99 APR for 120 months. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offers on 10/31/2023.
Prairie Athletic Club will meet all of your family fitness needs this fall, and it's all under one roof. Registration is now open for dozens of youth programs to keep the kids busy, all while you're getting fit too. Hurry now, the Pack is offering their best membership specials for the remainder of the year. Stop by Prairie Athletic Club today or visit prairieathletic.com to check out the youth programs and membership specials. That's prairieathletic.com. Prairie Athletic Club, family fun community.
Win a Coors Light full court experience with a trip to Minneapolis this March. Sign up now at participating locations around Madison to win an all-inclusive trip to the men's college basketball conference tournament. Don't miss your shot. Enjoy Blue Mountains and the best men's hoops in the Midwest. One lucky winner will be announced on Rutledge and Hamilton on January 8th. Visit Scotty Bar, Lucky's, Jordan Big Ten Pub, Nitty Gritty, Wando's, and Pooley's to scan the QR code and enter today. Must be 21 or older to enter. No purchase necessary.
Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. Win game day gear by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill or a Brewmate. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 plus to enter.
I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love.
Jesse Nelson has a proud son moment that he wants to get to.
I got more updates on Gotham. So we had the Batcave, and just got a text. The Batcave in Gotham. Alfred. Everybody that bartends there, his name is Alfred.
And where on the map is it? Do you know?
I don't. I'm guessing it's up by Eau Claire. You said it was in Trempealeau County. Is that what you said?
Pepin County. Pepin.
Ooh. I still am going to guess up there.
Pepin Longstocking.
I know Jesse doesn't know it because he just goes on the site and doesn't give us any.
We'll do some research on that.
I might have had the wrong county there.
Oh,
this double trivia is tough on everybody, folks. Gotham is in Richland County. Richland.
You said Richland.
No, I did, yeah.
Yeah,
Pepin
so it's
was
down
the
in that western
Arkansas.
part of the state. Yeah.
Time now for Wonelli.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocco's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Wonelli
on Wilde and Tausch.
Not a breaking news sounder, but my guy Dov Kleiman reporting that Darnell Savage IR'd him 4 weeks. I knew that was probably going to be the case, but official. Once Dove puts his stamp on it, Dov Kleiman reporting Darnell Savage, IR, out at least 4 games.
We'll give credit to our guy Rob Domofsky, who I think had.
Oh, did Rob break it too?
I think he had that on Monday.
Wow.
That he was going to be out for
what
multiple
Dove
weeks.
first reporting that on Wednesday for then?
I don't know where Dove got that from, but Rob was. I saw a tweet from Rob on Monday about it. All right, let's get to.
Then he was on IR.
Maybe that's the piece that they've actually placed him on IR today.
Gotcha. Okay.
Might be the news.
God, I'd hate. Domofsky's got it tough. If he's competing with the Dove Kleimans for busting news, that's not an easy spot to be in.
And Dove's not breaking any of it. He's just taking other people out breaking it.
Dove is killing it, though. I don't know if Dove's popularity is out there, and he's loving every minute of it.
Jesse, we're out of time for Wonelli.
Oh, you don't say.
All right, what do you got?
Real quick.
Okay, so let's talk about this Craig Counsell thing for a minute. Permission to interview with the New York Mets for their open manager spot. Craig Counsell is essentially, as Bob Nightingale of Sports Illustrated writes, a free agent manager right now. He is not under contract for next
year. They said that they had to get permission from the Brewers. I'm assuming that's because the season hasn't ended. Mm-hmm. So that's why they had to ask for permission.
The Brewers would likely need to bump his salary to at least $5 million from $3.5 million to retain him.
Paid that man his monies.
You think he's worth it?
Yes, for sure. Yep. You don't?
I'm not saying that he's not, but what's the difference between?
You understand $1.5 million in professional sports is popcorn money.
What's the difference between Craig Counsell and Matt LaFleur?
Craig Counsell's won a lot. He's had. What do you mean? Shake your head.
Winning is head coach in NFL history
in
the first 4 years.
We've discussed this, and for whatever reason, the expectation game is different with the Milwaukee Brewers because of the size of the market and the way the league is structured. Small market teams are at a disadvantage. They have maximized regular season-wise. They have maximized everything they possibly could. Tell me I'm wrong.
Kind of sounds like LaFleur in the first 3 years.
Packers' expectations are different. That's just the way it is. Deal with it. Counsell has. Craig Counsell understands Milwaukee. He gets it. He works well with Matt Arnold. I think it'll be a blow if you lose him over. If it was $5 million a year difference, all right. If you're talking about $1.5 million, I believe there's a lot of money heading down towards the Milwaukee Brewers coming in AmFam Field, the sponsorship. There's a lot going. Let's get that done.
We are talking about a team that went to arbitration over $750,000 with its Cy Young pitcher.
It's true. Look, I'm going to take this a different direction because I don't want to argue anymore today. I always thought of Craig Counsell like he's the best example of being one of us ever. Like when he did that spot for the Brewers about going to County Stadium and rooting for Robin Yount, I mean, he and I grew up in the same age group. Like, that is all stuff that identified. Like, he lived on the North Shore, I lived on the South Side, but he's one of ours. And if this turns out to be something other than I'm thinking about stepping away so I can go watch my kids play college baseball, which was what I thought was going to happen with him. If he just goes and manages the Mets, I don't know, Craig. He owes me nothing, but I will be bummed.
You're going to ban him? Are
I'm
you
not
going
bu- No, I'm not. He's not. He's not getting Orlovsky.
Okay, you're not going to Orlovsky him?
No, but I am going to be disappointed because I guess I thought that was. I didn't think that he would actually go manage the Mets. I thought it was. I'm a Milwaukee guy. I've accomplished all this for my hometown team that I grew up rooting for in Whitefish Bay. And now I want to go watch my kids play college baseball. And then after they're done playing, maybe I'll get back to managing.
Or maybe he thinks if you're not going to pay me $1.5 million more, you're not going to do anything to help us continue to build a championship and try to win.
Again.
Because his end goal professionally is to win a World Series.
No doubt. Yep.
I will not begrudge him 1 second. He has given us a ton. There'll be no begrudging from Old T.
Yeah, I will just be bummed because.
Will you begrudge?
No, I won't. I won't begrudge.
Okay,
I'll just be bummed.
Okay.
No, I would have him on the show, and I would ask him the reasoning behind taking the job with the Mets too, if that's what ends up happening. I'm not banning him. I'm not begrudging him. Okay. I maybe I was being a little naive, Pollyannish to think that a guy that I really like and identify with would be manage my hometown team, and then I want to go watch my kids play. I made enough money. I want to go see them play as much as I can while they're playing college ball.
I'd be fascinated if ESPN New York offered you a 4X bump in your salary to go out and do a show out in New York.
Well, they'd have to because I don't think I could afford to live out there.
Well, 4X a lot. 4X a lot. Okay. You wouldn't do it?
I don't think I'm cut out for New York. I think we both know that. Whoa, Nelly.
Whoa, Nelly! That's it. I'm going to have to wait to be a proud son until Feel Good Friday, I think. We're out of time. Not that there's not time to be a proud son. It's just there's not time to be a proud son.
Good deal.
Okay, that went well. That's the end of Whoa, Nelly. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust. We'll be seeing plenty of ghosts and witches and zombies trick-or-treating and out celebrating Halloween. But while costumes and haunted houses and scary movies may spook you, there's something even more terrifying that makes my skin crawl, and that is car trouble. Don't be afraid to take care of your vehicle. And unlike the unsuspecting people in all those movies, be prepared before you run into trouble. Stop in to see the amazing service team at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie before your next road trip or the brutal winter that comes in Wisconsin. Get a tune-up, check the battery, check your tires. That's a big one for winter. Change the oil and make sure all the inner workings of your vehicle are in tip-top shape. You can take my word for it. Zimbrick Chevrolet is truly the name you can trust. Schedule a service appointment, view vehicle inventory, and learn more about all they have to offer at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. That's ZimbrickChevrolet.com. And don't be haunted by car trouble. See the team at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994. Find the Great Dane nearest you at GreatDanePub.com. Former Wisconsin wide receiver and kick returner David Gilreath, most known for his opening kickoff return in 2010 against Ohio State, was on the Mr. Relevant podcast this week and said patience is a virtue under first-year head coach Luke Fickell.
I give him grace. You have to give him some grace to bring in his offense philosophy, his defense philosophy, his own recruits, and give him some time. It's tough to when you have to come in after a couple of legends.
Find the full conversation with former Badger David Gilreath on Wisconsin On Demand or wherever you get your podcasts.
Badger Minutes on ESPN Wisconsin are brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule an appointment online today at PellaWI.com.
LabCorp Clinical Trials is changing to a new name, Fortrea. While the name may be different, Fortrea combines decades of great experience and professionalism with new opportunities for clinical trial participation. It's more than a mission and more than a new name. Fortrea is dedicated to moving healthcare forward. To learn more about the future of healthcare and upcoming clinical trials, visit us at fortreaclinicaltrials.com. That's FORTREA clinicaltrials.com.
It's spooky season, and that means spooktacular savings at Metro Ford of Madison. Get into a stylish 2023 Ford Edge at 0% APR financing. For 66 months to qualify credit, $16.43 per $1,000 borrowed. Or the popular Ford F-150 for 3.9% APR. For 66 months to qualify credit, $15.15 per $1,000 borrowed. Also included is a new 4K big screen smart TV with the purchase of a new vehicle. Spooktacular savings are at Metro Ford of Madison. Search inventory at metrofordofmadison.com.
With over 25 years of experience, TLC Laser Eye Centers is a leader in LASIK. TLC has performed over 2.3 million LASIK procedures nationwide, including treatment for over 10,000 doctors and professional football player Kirk Cousins.
TLC Laser Eye Centers is a brand that's proven and can be trusted. This was not a procedure I wanted to cut corners on. I wanted to get the best quality and the best doctors and make sure that it was done to the highest level. And I felt that TLC was the brand that would do that, and so it made the decision easy for me and for my wife.
Come see why TLC is the doctor's choice for LASIK and the choice for Kirk Cousins. Right now, TLC Laser Eye Centers is offering $1,000 off LASIK when treated in November. That's $500 off per eye plus guaranteed financing. Visit tlcoffer.com today to schedule your free consultation. Must mention this promotion and be treated in November of 2023 to qualify. $1,000 off for both eyes on standard wavelength price. $500 off for one eye. Cannot be combined with any other offers. See details at tlcoffer.com.
Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. Win game day gear by entering to win at titostailgate.com. Enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill or a Brewmate. For official rules, visit titostailgate.com. Must be 21 plus to enter.
We've been all over the map today. We got some interesting things lined up to talk about tomorrow as well. But, Jesse, there was obviously our intense brilliance debate and then a little bit of Craig Counsell talk at the end. You got a text about the Craig Counsell conversation?
Elevator John. Counsell going to the Mets is the anti-Giannis move to balance out Wisconsin sports zen. What do you make of that?
I disagree. I think Craig Counsell, we'll see what happens with Craig Counsell before we make this, but I think he is, I mean, how much of your life do you need to give to one spot?
Again, I feel like I need to clarify. I don't begrudge him whatever he chooses to do. It's his life. He gets to do whatever he wants. Okay. I was thinking that it was going to be this nice little story Pollyanna. Of the local guy, and then he goes and watches his kids play college sports, which I like that better than him managing the Mets. That's all. For me, it's his life. And that's the end of our show. We will do it again tomorrow. Thanks to Brian Bulaga, and thanks to you for coming along for the ride with us. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free